Hello, everyone. We should be live. I am back with another live stream. This one, it's kind of last minute, but it's gonna be,
Emergency stream.
yeah, it's gonna be really quick. Uh, I
Don't
am,
commit to that. It might take 5 hours, you know?
yeah, I shouldn't jinx it, but today we're going to be checking out a video from AirrickDeboonks, and I saw this video before in private with Callisto and Manatron, and it was so nuts that I wanted to show Jan, who hasn't seen it. Originally, we weren't supposed to uh, watch it today because he was going to see Backrooms, but unfortunately, that got canceled.
Yeah, so now I get to watch Front Rooms with AirrickDeboonks and Mandalorian and Grogu. Did I tell you that, like, I jokingly asked my partner and friend group, like, hey, do you want guys want to go see Mandalorian and Grogu? And they all just were like, no. Like, no,
Yeah,
we don't.
that's exactly my mentality, especially because it's supposed to be May the 4th, right? So it should be
Yeah.
the month for Star Wars, and I was more so interested in checking out other films, like The
Mhm.
Sheep Detectives, Obsession,
Oh,
Hokum.
Obsession is great. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Yes,
it's
I
amazing.
did see it. It is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about those films at more length in a future video. I just need to get everything else sorted. But I did see Backrooms. I'm going to include that as a last minute addition. I did enjoy that. I think you're going to enjoy it too. Uh,
I've heard surprisingly
yeah,
positive things on the whole, yeah. Um,
yeah. Are you familiar with the lore behind the Backrooms?
Fuck no. I've only played like the game a little bit, and I just treated it as like a friend swap game, so
Is
I have
there
no clue what's happening in it.
is there an official game? Because I thought it was
There's
just
one on
like a.
Steam. There's one on Steam that you can get, but again, it's more like fuck. What's like a good analogy for it? It's not quite like Limbus Company or anything, but it's like one of those style games where it has like proximity mics, and you're basically running around trying to do tasks, and there's a bunch of monsters chasing you.
Yeah.
I guess Outlast Trials would be a decent example that came out
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, there's Manatron and Lord of the Ree in the chat. What's up, guys? And also, before we get started, just let us know if we're too loud or if we're too quiet.
Callisto's saying I'm a little bit too quiet, but
Okay, okay. Let me increase your audio then.
cool. Oh,
Yeah.
while you're doing that as well, not to distract you too much, but did you see the the drop off for Mandalorian and Grogu on the
It's
second weekend?
terrible.
Yeah,
It's absolutely awful. It's like He-Man, for those of you unaware, like Mandalorian and Grogu has a terrible box office. It's so bad that He-Man, the new live action He-Man movie, is considering going to hitting theaters early.
yeah. No, because they've made a so just because they reported like a 70% drop. Obviously, that's probably going to be replicated. So at this point, on a 165 million budget, it's currently setting at 246.6. I'm willing to bet that this movie will not make over 400 million, which is crazy. Like, that's
Hmm.
insane. That would that make it the lowest? I guess not the lowest grossing because they'll probably make more than Solo did because Solo flopped. But like in terms of just net money made, will it probably be the lowest, like the worst Star Wars movie? Probably. Like, you know,
But this is
I don't
like
think that'd be a surprise.
I have not seen Mandalorian and Grogu yet, but this is just an embarrassing new entry under Filoni, someone who was supposed to be taking over after Kathleen Kennedy after she resigned this
Yeah.
year.
Well, and it's also, not to put too fine a point on it, but it's also the first Star Wars movie in like however many years,
7 years,
and
7 years.
like this is it. Like, damn, dude.
It's
Fast forward me to Doomsday, please. I need to see that. I need to attend that funeral as well, please. Let's do it.
okay. Apparently, I'm a bit louder than you.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
It could also be a setup difference because I am traveling at the moment. So
Okay, okay. But yeah, if I sound good to you guys, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking the shit with Jan briefly. But yeah, I think you're going to enjoy Backrooms, but there is one character I felt was a little half baked. And even though they have like flashbacks. I didn't feel as though they had like an actual character arc that fit in with the movie. And I'm being vague on purpose, but once you see it, you'll probably understand who I'm talking about.
Okay.
I love the main male lead. I think he works perfectly with the story this is going for, and also like the director. Like I think you can tell that this is a first this is he's a fresh filmmaker, but god damn, for a 20-year-old, like this is really impressive. I'm looking forward to what this guy has to like puts out in the future.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's well, if it is as good, it is kind of interesting that you know, not just into the future, but like, if it is just as good as you're describing, it's kind of curious to see, especially again, it's hard not to harken back to Iron Lung as well, where there was another directorial debut, obviously older and more experienced, presumably, Markiplier I would assume, at least somewhat, but yeah, surprising that these micro niche like internet YouTuber funded horror movies are like kind of beating the shit out of major franchise films. It's kind of good
Hmm.
to see because I think I said it on other streams, but like I think a big problem that we have and a large part of the blame that I attribute certainly to the media landscape is like you didn't have this 20 years ago where that would just be Disney that would be just this monolith that owns everything and shitifies it continually. You had a lot more as much as the teams diversity between studios that were offering you different things. There was more competition. Now the competition is more stale, and so you get Mandalorian and Grogu instead of even like a Phantom Menace, which you know that's like a
Yeah,
3 out of 10, but it's better, you know,
yeah,
than other things.
yeah. Again, for those of you just joining, we are going to be addressing an Eric Debunks or Eric Deboonks response to Arlie Noah. And it's
Ooh.
not going to be the conclusion you think it is. Again, I'm just making sure because this happens every stream. A lot of people have a problem with the audio levels. I'm trying to make sure that's good. Okay, I'm getting a lot of sounds good. But yeah,
You.
yeah. Future videos like from me are going to be mixtape. I'm going to get into like obsession. I'm going to get into Obsession, Backrooms, Hokum, many more movies in a positive sense. But with all that out of the way, let's just get into this. And
Let's
I'm not going to, yeah, like, th- just be honest, Jan. Like, just be completely, just your completely unfiltered thoughts.
all right.
Otterly
That's a
Noah
dangerous, but
could be dipping his toes into outrage content. And I say
Ooh,
could be because I saw this.
in dipping his toes.
what what he what he was doing before wasn't outrage content. What he's doing now is outrage content. Just so we're clear.
I'm just picturing like I'm just picturing this guy talking about like some notorious like drug addict and be like XYZ person might be dipping into heroin. And you're like, what? Wait, I saw him fucking high the other week on heroin. What do you mean dipping into? Oh my god. I'm gonna make a
Uh,
prediction. Okay, you don't have to tell me how true or false it is, but I'm gonna make a prediction right now. Is Eric's criticism of Oddly Noah going to be that his new content style is too much like those very same chuds he used to criticize? And that's the issue?
you're living up to your nickname of Nostradamus. I fear.
Oh no. Well, maybe it'll be great. Let's hear the arguments. It'll be
Okay.
This
fantastic, I'm
video
sure.
pop up, and I bookmarked it. Let me show you the thumbnail for this video.
Oh no.
Uh huh. Ooh.
Completely and utterly lifeless.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I thought, is Otterly Noah trying to court outrage content?
It, and
What?
if you are aware of of the context or just the public what the public opinion is surrounding the Mandalorian and Grogu at the time, you're probably scratching your head like we are
Yeah, this is
because
just the consensus. Yeah.
yeah, everyone is saying this. Everyone like neither Jan or I have seen the film, but literally everyone we see, like be they regardless of where they stand on the culture war issue, like or on culture war issues, they all agree that this movie felt like a waste of time because it
Mhm.
was just an unaired season 4 or episodes of an unaired season 4 just crammed in,
Mhm.
just released to theaters.
Yeah. And again, this is less. Well, I guess I was gonna say no offense, but yeah, no offense. Some offense meant to Eric Debunks and other people who maybe did not share that perspective. But just so we're clear, if you didn't anticipate that to be the case, you would have to be kind of foolish. Again, I've not seen it, so I can't confirm or deny whether it's true. But I have no like. You should probably. This is one of those things where you should probably believe it, because like, why would you? What would you? What else would you expect them to do?
Yeah, and this is the
Like,
weirdest. This is the weirdest part because uh, you might think differently, but I don't even think Eric has even seen The Mandalorian and Grogu, at least not yet.
would not be surprised if that was the case, considering again, like, what is the incentive to go see it? Like, there is no incentive.
Hmm.
The incentive is you liked Mandalorian, maybe, but again, nobody liked season 3 of The Mandalorian, really, as far as I'm aware. That like
Yeah,
flopped pretty phenomenally. So,
yeah, it did.
so I don't
It
know.
was riding highs, but then just like went to a new low, like by the end.
Yeah, because season 2, the was it the ultimate or the penultimate episode where they got the Luke Skywalker thing? Was
Yeah, that's where Boba Fett. That's the season where Boba Fett officially
Yeah,
returned. Yeah,
yeah,
even
that was
though
like,
it's dumb. Like
yeah.
season two was very bad in the sense that it was just felt like a bunch of a series of side quests rather
Mhm.
than a competently uh,
Yeah.
told story. But a lot of people ate it up regardless. But with season 3, it overplayed its hand and lost a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, because season 3 also came after like all of the other, I think, all the
Obi-Wan,
other,
The Book of
yeah,
Boba
slop
Fett.
shows. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they all came before that, and Book of Boba Fett even had like 2 episodes that, let's be honest, were basically Mando season 3 preview episodes. And like, man, they weren't good, and those shows weren't good, and so people, I think, were more poised to be critical of it, because even around the time it's coming out, there was like the sense was, nah, it's fine, Mandalorian's safe. Again, not that it was reasonable to believe that given how bad 1 and 2 was, but yeah, people were more down with it, and then after the first few episodes, everyone was like, oh, it's not. I saw a lot of criticisms of this doesn't feel like the same show, which, as someone who's seen the first 3 episodes, I think, of season 3. I'm honestly, I'm inclined to agree. Season 1 and 2, for all of their lack of merit from like a writing perspective, they had like style, and they had an aesthetic and a thing that they were clearly going for. Season 3 doesn't have that.
Yeah.
It
Duffer,
felt soulless.
yeah, Duffer E. Mingo in the chat, like he has a good point. Nothing wrong with side quests as long as they're good. Samurai Jack is a prime example. Yeah, and I agree with that. And I would even say that to a lot of filler. But the problem with the Mandalorian season 3 or season 2 and season 3 is that as standalone stories, they're not even good, and it just
Yeah.
they serve as a distraction rather than a like organic part of the plot. It's just like fetch quests, uh, like so you can continue the main quest.
Well, and realistically, you could make an argument that the most interesting thing you could have done with the concept of a Mandalorian themed show was like an anthology series, almost, yeah, Samurai Jack style. Samurai Jack would be an example, but like, that kind of style of series where he just goes to different things, does different jobs. Maybe there's like a few episodes that are like they tell a cohesive story, but by and large we're just following this one guy in the universe and like, meeting a bunch of different characters. Would have been a great way to finally open up the universe of Star Wars to more things that happen in places that aren't just, the main core plot line from the 3 original movies, and maybe
Hmm.
some prequel material. But no, so far only Andor's had the balls to do that, and yeah, that that's never happening again. There's no reason to believe it's going to happen again, at least not recently. So,
Hmm.
or soon rather.
Yeah, my impression of Filoni after seeing a lot of interviews with him is that he doesn't really care about Star Wars, but he cares about his own input on Star Wars, like shows or movies that specifically
Yeah.
that he specifically has control over. He cares about.
Mhm. Yeah, like he definitely. Again, people thought that he would be the best custodian for it. I don't know why you would ever believe that. Again, this is the guy who oversaw the Book of Boba Fett and who oversaw the Kenobi show and
No,
who
this
oversaw
no not only
season like 5 of Clone Wars. Like, come on,
not only that, also just
Rebels.
the Star Wars the Clone Wars movie, which everyone
Mhm.
agrees is a lot like the Mandalorian and Grogu
Shocker.
from
Yeah,
what I've seen.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a pitch for a TV show.
yeah.
It,
Like, what is the big successful Filoni project that everybody likes? Like, people would say TCW, but TCW one is getting more critical eyes on it now, and second of all, it's an anthology series.
mhm. Super chat from Shining Diamond for $2. Kino, you should play Trails in the Sky. Haven't heard of that. I'll have to check
You
it out.
should.
What
It is
what is
very
it?
good.
Is it like a is it that jet simulator game on Steam?
No, it's an RPG. I think it's from
Oh,
like the early 2000s. Um,
okay.
but yeah, JRPG, really cool combat system. Would recommend.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
what else is there to say? Let's just hear what DEBOONKS is saying now.
Is
Yeah.
that what he's doing here? So here's the video.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I don't mean to keep laughing at him, but he's like, just like he's like the tone, the cadence. It's like this is a Sherlock Holmes novel, and he's trying to
Yeah.
solve the fucking murder, like the murders
Th-
of the Hounds of Baskerville. It's like, bro, yeah, that is what this is. He's trying
th-
to make a clickbaity thumbnail, like he always does.
this
Like
what
what?
like this your deductive skills would have come in handy a couple months ago, Eric.
Yeah. But it's like just picture like the cops. There's like maybe like a guy cop and a girl cop or something, and like the guy cop's like kneeling down. He's looking at like these footprints that are like leading into this bushes. Like, was there someone here that like ran away? It's just like there's like his assistant and all of the other fucking precinct people out there. Like, yeah, yeah, what, huh? Why are you saying it like that? What the fuck? Like,
Uh,
It's titled "The Mandalorian and Grogu is not the return to Star Wars anyone wanted." Now, to be fair,
mhm.
only in this instant, because I know that some people confuse my content with outrage content. This
confused?
Okay.
Confu-
Just man, you are really proud of yourself, aren't you, Eric? You know, this is the first time I've watched Eric ever since I've seen anything of his from the other than the EFAP thing that they covered. I just like, man, you're a very likable person already. Thank you.
All right, just pausing on that real quick. Let's look at his not outrage
Mm,
culture channel. Like, do you see it?
yeah.
Okay, so
Can you? So, like, I'm sorry. I wish there was a way to do this. If you put that Oddly Noah thumbnail in there, I would not question it. By the way, sorry, I would question it because it's more reserved. Like he just had the thing, and like in big bold, because it's Noah, so he's lazier. But just like in basic font, like the thing that he was going to say. But like, he became Disney. Wait, scroll. He became Disney.
uh,
No excuses. Rigged. No proof. Trust me, bro. Fake experts. Mask off.
Groot?
Overdubbed. Groot. Yeah, non-outrage. Pretty
uh,
well. Maybe he's about to define. He's gonna explain to us how it's not outrage content, and I'm sure we'll feel like idiots after.
yeah, we're gonna be debunked in real time.
could
In
be
real
him
time.
playing the game, right? This could be a sort of a tongue-in-cheek video. Let's see if he's going to.
Like anyone,
okay, interesting. So, like, sorry, you go ahead.
Anyone can see that he is. This is just a review. It's just a basic bitch review of a Star Wars property, which of course any media channel or just a review channel is going to talk about Star Wars. Like you'd be crazy not to assume that. I'm probably eventually going to make a review of Mandalorian and Grogu when I see it, just to shit on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's the thing. Look, just like notice again. This is the big thing. You have to watch out for with these guys again. The language when he is doing it. Like he's not articulated an actual difference between these two. He's saying what he does is playing the game, and this thumbnail, oddly Noah, that's outrage baiting or like leaning into outrage culture. But like, how are you not leaning into outrage culture? Playing the game definitionally is leaning into outrage culture in some respect, because the game in this context is the game of getting views and getting up in the algorithm, and outrage has been provably like the most effective way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with it, because this is like the thing. He's not even explained why outrage, like playing into outrage culture, is bad. Why is that prescriptively bad? What is the issue? Fundamentally, as long as you're honest about the outrage and communicating your outrage, or played up a bit or otherwise in an honest manner, and the positions you're espousing are positions you truly hold, but just maybe slightly exaggerated with slightly accentuated delivery, just for the camera.
Yeah. Like my problem with his content isn't even that he's fixated on a handful of content creators and he wants to undermine what they're saying. I just care that he's like not open about that and that he's not consistent with what he's criticizing. Because otherwise, like, what is your worth? You're just a giant hypocrite.
Yeah, like to be clear, like our issue, at least, well, yeah, I'm comfortable enough saying this. Our issue with people who make this kind of content, if they do it, is not whether or not that like there's a particular stylistic element to it. It's whether or not the content's good or bad, whether or not the argumentation's good or bad, whether or not what's being presented is good or bad.
If this guy were a low tier god or DSP snark channel, and he was just like clip farming, just clips of DSP or low tier god spurging out. Like I would like if he did that for these the people he goes after, like I wouldn't have a problem with him at all. I probably subscribe to him. But that's not what he's doing at all.
Yeah, or like, look, you could even make a snark channel going after Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker if you do it competently. You can do that. They have, they occasionally, look, this is going to shock you, that we here on the KinoFlex show, notorious unthinking dick suckers of the right-wing chuds are going to say this, but Drinker occasionally says things that are kind of wrong. You could even say, you might even say he's incorrect about some reviews. Like you've brought up Midsummer before as a big one. Yeah. So like, yeah, they're not infallible. You can do it. It's actually not even that difficult.
Yeah, I was very disappointed among with Drinker and a lot of other people in his sphere for like not really giving one fell after another a chance. Like I enjoyed that movie, but like they kind of like I don't want to say missed the point, but they weren't accepting of like
they weren't willing to get on board with even the idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
but, and you know, it's like there were recent events that colored, I think, everybody's minds. Like there was a mind virus that was, you know, you could say reasonable.
The ice shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like, yeah. But yeah, it's just like the point being, Eric, you don't. It's not bad to make outrage videos, man. You can do that. It's completely allowed. I don't know what your problem with outrage culture is. If you articulated in previous videos, might be worth restating for the camera, because I have no fucking clue as a new viewer what the fuck you're even talking about as being the problem here.
Did you actually be in good faith here or not?
Okay.
Let's see.
To the big screen after 7 years. And after such a long time with no Star Wars on the big screen, what better way to bring it back than to have the duo who essentially kept Star Wars alive for a limited amount of time on Disney Plus during the pandemic come to the big screen for the first...
Wait, what is that?
Disgusting. Just is that I can't even tell if that's supposed to be a pure Mandalorian plushie or if it's supposed to be a Porg Mando plushie. Do you remember those things, Jan?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, or
Yeah.
it looks like a Wookiee in Mandalorian like upper body armor. It's not very good merch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks super low effort. If you told me this is a third-party reseller just making it, I would believe it.
Probably is, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks
Also
like the
sold-
Grogu. Like, look at that. It just looks like the most generic, you know. Yeah, I don't know. You could do more than that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Chat, let us know what rip-off Mandalorian and Grogu names would be.
an obscene amount of merch.
True.
Okay.
Come to the big screen for the first time ever. That, of
You mean-
course,
wait,
being
what is that? What do you mean? Okay, yeah, that's true though. They did sell a lot of merch. I hate to say it, oddly Noah, correct. Mandalorian and Grogu did sell a lot of merch.
This is going to probably be the most surprising. Well, who knows? Maybe these aren't his points. Maybe
Yeah,
he stole them from someone
maybe.
else. But let's see.
That is
Mando and
possible.
Grogu themselves. So now that the movie is finally out, how exactly
Oh,
Oh no.
he's still using his old
Wait,
avatar.
Someone should ask Deus whether or not she's okay with this avatar being used in this video, and then tell her that maybe she should strike it. I think.
What
That's a joke, of course.
Yeah, no,
That's a
yeah,
joke.
but really, what happened to your Noah the Otter avatar? I thought you were removing this avatar. I thought you were rebranding, Noah. What happened?
Yeah, that's. I guess we were too lazy. Maybe it was in production before the drama. He just actually no, that's not possible because the movie wasn't out. What the fuck? Oh my god.
do these characters that most people know from a Disney Plus TV series translate to the big screen? In perhaps the most mind-numbingly empty feeling way possible. Unfortunately, perhaps to not that many people's surprise, The Mandalorian and Grogu is not the return to Star Wars on the big screen that most people were hoping for.
I mean, but who actually thought that this was going to be like Jedi, Sith,
What?
Skywalker shit?
What?
What? That's not even what he said.
That's not what he said. And second of all, he's saying hoping for. Like, you can, you know, the word hope means to, well, you know, believe against all odds that something might happen. So you can still see this and you can still hope that you're going to get, you know, something worthwhile. By the way, he didn't say, like you're correct. He didn't say anything about Jedi, Sith, Skywalker.
I mean,
like,
also for being like just pointing out, this is literally Grogu is literally a Jedi, so there is Jedi shit. To be
for
clear,
all intents and
Eric.
purposes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing as well is just like thank you, Eric. I'm just so glad when people can do this publicly. Thank you for letting everybody know that your your concept of a Star Wars movie and the limit of your imagination of what a good mass appeal Star Wars movie could be is limited to Jedi, Sith, Skywalker shit. Thank you. That's always useful to get out there.
I want to play that again because how does he get? Because where did he get
the
that
big
from?
screen in perhaps the most mind-numbingly empty feeling way possible. Unfortunately, perhaps to not that many people's surprise, The Mandalorian and Grogu is not the return to Star Wars on the big screen that most people were hoping for.
I mean, but who actually thought that this was going to be like Jedi, Sith, Skywalker shit?
Just unreal. Just an insane straw man in real time, and it's against
Yeah.
utterly Noah of all people.
Yeah, no, he is projecting his own idea of what a real Star Wars movie is, assuming that everyone has that same shared belief, and then accusing him of like oddly Noah here hypothetically would be appealing to a group of people that is maybe small, at least not quantitatively, but like that saw this and were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like the good old days. It's gonna be finally a Star Wars movie returning to the big screen. Now you could say maybe the marketing should have tipped them off that it's not going to be, the budget of 165 million being like incredibly low for this franchise, relativistically at least, to recent projects but that's not the argument he's making. He's saying that people ought to have known that it wasn't going to be even a good movie, really. That based on the fact that there wasn't going to be explicitly Jedi, Sith, Skywalker shit. Which, by the way, it wouldn't even be unreasonable to believe that, given that there have been Jedi and Sith and quote unquote Skywalker shit that have been that have been whatchamacallit, that have appeared in other things.
Luke Skywalker literally came in and took Grogu as his apprentice. So, we'll CGI Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was the nickname? Luke Skinwalker.
Luke Skinwalker. That's right. Uh,
Great name.
Did it-
Also, Trush is asking if he could join the stream. This is kind of an impromptu thing, but
yeah,
I don't know if you'd be down to have him on for next time.
yeah. That's all perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not going. This is going to be a long stream by any means.
Yeah, just probably. Well, again, don't no commitments, but yeah, no, it's just kind of a
Yeah,
impromptu thing. But yeah, if you want to come on when we're doing maybe a different discussion on this, because Kino said he's going to make me a video if we do another Mando Grogu thing. Trush, you're welcome to come on, obviously.
Yeah.
Did anybody think that?
Good friend of the channel, the rap god, for those who don't know him in chat, Gaming Trush. Big shout out.
Yeah, check out his diss track.
Unironically. Check out his Utterly No diss track.
Check out
Very
his
good.
diss track. Check out his SoundCloud, etc.
And yeah, seriously, check out his content. He's a funny guy.
He's the Eminem of the autism community. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that expected that. Actually, most of the expectations coming into this, from what I remember, were, oh, it's just like an extended episode or a truncated season.
A
mean-
truncated? Okay, sorry.
I mean, yeah, but those aren't really positive, especially after season 3, which we were saying,
Well, it's
we were saying like a shit.
sorry to cut you off. It's the cope. It's the cope. It's always, well, you should have expected it to be shit. Whenever there's something that's actually like bad, and the cultural consensus seems, like the wisdom of crowd seems to be that it is bad, the cope is, or the pivot is always, well, why did you expect it to be good, Chud?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sorry, my bad, I guess. I'll learn my lesson for next time. But then a trailer comes out and you say, oh, this looks like shit, and they're like, what's your problem? Why are you saying that the trailer's bad? It's like, yeah, sorry. I'll be excited. I'll just wait for wave of mainstream consensus to tell me what correct opinion on product is. My bad.
Yeah, it just feels like what's like there can be like a movie adaptations or just like a movie continuations of shows and still be good. I enjoyed El Camino, and that's you need to have seen Breaking Bad for that to make any sense for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this expectation, this expectation that the show the show couldn't be like couldn't elevate itself.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Also,
it's unreal.
Nightmare is in chat, by the way. Hello, yet another.
Oh,
All the
what's
friends
up?
of the channel are showing up.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's like saying, I've seen trailers where it genuinely looks horrible, but then you just watch it and the movie is far better. Yeah, that is true. House of the Dragon Season 1, I think, is a big example of that. I think those
Yeah.
trailers absolutely were doing it a disservice in terms of what it ended up being. Battlefield 5, if you want to go to video games, is another one where the game is really good, but the trailer was really shit.
Yes.
It does happen. But that's like the thing is, it's the reasonability, right? Like if I see a trailer and I say it looks shit, right? That's fine if I can articulate why. But people like Airrick would more than likely say, well, you're not supposed to judge it until the movie comes out. We're like,
What are the
my
trailers
biggest-
for
I don't
then?
know. Yeah, I'm not putting this on Kino. This is my big crusade, but it's like you should be allowed to say a trailer looks like shit. The trailer is there for you to form an opinion preemptively.
Just so we're clear, just so this is on the open, I did not think the trailer for Obsession looked good at first because I thought it was just going to be another Wish Upon movie. Once I saw the movie, completely changed my opinion. Like that movie is awesome. Even though I didn't like the trailer.
Disagree. BF5 was bad. Debate me on that. I'm down to debate that BF5 was good or bad. But
TF
I'm agreeing to all the debate. This is the second. By the way, Jasper and I talked a few days ago. He's a chill guy. Was a fun
sweet.
convo.
Yeah,
But,
Transformer 1's trailer was buns. True. And also just one more thing. Just Your Nightmare, I'm doing a movie podcast with a YouTuber. We'll love to have you as a guest one day. Yeah, we'd be down.
we're always down to talk about movies. and video
Those were
games,
the
and occasionally
and whatever
shows.
mixtape is.
Yeah.
expectations that I saw. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that was the expectations. So I'm not really sure what he's talking about here. Anyway, let's continue. That's not a huge.
Wait. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. What do you mean that was the expectations? As per whom? Everyone had their own expectations of what it was going to be, and like the takeaway here is, you would be unreasonable to expect it to not be as he put it, Jedi Sith Skywalker shit. But like, would you be unreasonable to expect it to be a good movie? Or would you be unreasonable to expect it to be a bad movie? Like, he's not said anything about like why this is outragey at all.
You also need to keep in mind that we're talking about the Star Wars franchise, not just a popular franchise. It's one of the most popular franchises related to movies in history. So of course the expectations are going to be high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Richard's just saying you can say it looks like crap, but just like you can't be the movie itself is bad. Yeah, and of course, yeah. If you say the movie is bad before it came out, that's yeah, that's obviously silly.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, and like this is the thing what I mean with people like, oh, I don't want to say people like this, because yeah, I don't know Eric that well, but like from what I'm hearing so far, I'm getting pretty big vibes of like, yeah, you had a preconceived notion in your head of what was reasonable to expect about this movie, and now your brain is breaking when you're discovering that other people had different expectations. That
Yeah.
shouldn't be an issue. Like, I'm
It-
sorry. How old are
it-
you?
Yeah, he also is just dismissing this idea of positive or negative word of mouth because look, I'm gonna try to see as many movies as I can, but there are others I prioritize more than others. Like if I want to get a theater experience, because not all movies and film like not all films are of equal quality. Like
Yeah.
some are of lesser quality, like such as Passengers, The Bride.
Yeah.
I didn't go to a theater to see those, and goddamn, I like was that a correct was that the right call? Because those were shit. But
Yeah,
if like but if there's a bad trailer that
Andor.
releases, if there's a bad trailer that releases, and and I hear positive word of mouth, I'll consider checking that out then.
Andor is a good example of a Star Wars show that was carried by word of mouth to even the modest success that it enjoyed in the end. Obviously, the budget was still insane relative to what they were doing, but like it ended up doing reasonably, I think, above what you should have expected with that budget. Like you should have with that budget, with that like character quote unquote behind it at the time of its announcement, if you expected that to make any amount of money or even be remotely successful, you would be kind of insane, I think. But word of mouth kicked in, and it did a lot of work for it. There's a bunch of other games, even years after the release, Spec of the Line, word of mouth still carrying that one to various places.
Yeah,
Uh,
and again, just to
Portal,
repeat,
like,
yeah, and again, just to repeat the point made prior, like this is Filoni's debt movie, like under his or that the first Star Wars movie under his watch after Kathleen Kennedy, after 7 years. So people can you really blame the fans or like Star Wars fans for expecting like a new direction compared
yeah,
to what was previously what they were
yeah.
previously getting?
And like even I've said that it's the lowest budget one, but that's not an excuse. You can make a low budget movie that's Star Wars, and you can still make it good. Like ultimately, look, the main contention here is people were, and even Noah made the point, and he's correct. People would reasonably expect this to hopefully be a good solid entry that is going to kind of usher in the new positive first step for the Dave Filoni tenure as the custodian of Star Wars. This has not served this purpose, and his response to that is, well, why would people even expect it to be that? And the reason that they shouldn't expect it to be that is because you shouldn't have expected it to have the Jedi, the Sith, or the Skywalkers. It's like, well done, Eric. That makes a lot of sense in totality when you really lay it out like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder if should they have just scrapped this movie? Like, will other Star Wars projects now take a hit because of this? Because
Mm-hmm.
like Star Wars Starfighter, it's kind of just like from what I've seen, it's also like a stoic individual protecting like a young force sensitive kid, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
Well,
going to make a continue this perception of oh, Star Wars has run out of ideas.
Like, again, because don't want to loop on this too much, but just the very key takeaway that we're both getting at is this is ultimately a first impression, and you ought to expect it to be good. And the fact that it isn't, or seemingly isn't, should be concerning.
Mm-hmm. True.
Like, it ought to be.
Flag yet. We'll see if he gets there.
What a complete shock. In a lot of ways, I'm honestly surprised this movie even exists, let alone it's being touted as the big return for Star Wars on the big screen to begin with.
Oh, God. This existence of a movie argument. Like, did bro really, like, just completely... he got caught false flagging. He got caught plagiarizing. And he just immediately starts saying the dumbest shit. A movie or a TV show doesn't need an excuse to exist.
No, it literally does. You fucking idiot. Of course it does. Like,
again, this is the entire. Okay, so this is the reason why I want to react to this live, because Jan and we hate Noah. Like, I at least think he should delete his channel, because
I agree,
like he's done shit that most people that ruins reputations, that people have left the internet for. Yet you're just bringing those up unprompted for a very reasonable, and really, I would just say correct take, that movies definitely need to justify their existence to a degree, because where are they getting their budgets from? Investors.
Exactly.
They need they need to pitch their ideas to justify that the public wants to see them in theaters, and that they'll be profitable enough, compared to other stories or other screenplays that never get adapted into are never made into films. Yeah.
Well, and opportunity cost, is the key word as well. It's like, this movie, sorry, Eric, we live in a finite world where there is a finite amount of resources, and time being the most important resource. Why do you, if someone, let's say you have a team of creatives, right? And you could either set this team to create product A or product B. Product A is a very logical continuation of a prior product 1 that they've already made, and product B is some complete random bullshit, right? That has minimal interest, and any reasonable person would expect a negative rate of return on it once it's created. I think that you kind of have an ethical obligation, to make product A. Would you not agree? On some level, because you're wasting those people, you're wasting their time, you're setting them on a project that is going to burn their reputations potentially in the industry, you're setting them up for failure. I'm sorry, we don't live in the universe where you can just make shit for the fun of it. That's just not how it works. You make it because you want to see a rate of return on it. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we didn't, by the way, let's say we live in the perfect post-scarcity world, would you still not say that you ought to strive to create things that have some underlying creative merit to them, rather than things that are just randomly throwing shit at the wall? Of course, because I'm sorry, I don't know where he stands on it, but no one's going to argue that me, dabbing paint randomly on a canvas for 20 minutes is of comparative worth or value to the Sistine Chapel, right? That's just ridiculous. Everyone agrees with that. Yeah.
Eric, do you really think that when someone says they want to see something from the heart, and not something that's a cynical cash grab, you're really going to say, well, they both have a right to exist? Clearly not.
Yeah, no. Or you could say, because everything has a right to exist on some level, so long as it exists. And it's okay, cool. So the existence the feature of existing validates the purpose of existence. Perfect. Glad we got here. What a useless fucking definition that is. This isn't, man. He's treating this he's treating this movie again. It's a fucked up parasocial shit. He's treating this movie like it's a person. It isn't a human life, man. It's a thing. It's a thing someone made.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Thought terminating cliche. Once you say that, it means that there's nothing else to discuss. Once you
there is actually.
This is Star Wars. There's so many possibilities that you can make, and this is the best they could come up with.
Well,
Just
even if someone
oh
said,
look at
I
the
don't.
baby Grogu. Oh. Like that's the best they could come up with, Eric.
Well, even if someone said, I don't understand why this had to be made, you can then have a conversation about, well, I think it should be made for X, Y, Z reasons. Like, you could speak to specific story arcs that are explored in the movie. You could address potential setups of future storylines that are, established in the movie. You could talk about the visuals. You could talk about new breakthrough. Hey, look, I'm going to say it. I don't know how you feel if you've seen it, but I think Avatar 3 is a piece of shit. Some
Mm-hmm.
exceptional breakthroughs for movie like filmmaking technology were
Yeah.
achieved because of James Cameron's efforts in those 3 movies. So those have value. Absolutely, they do. I think you'd be foolish to argue otherwise. But the reality is, Eric, you are trying to. The reason it's not terminating for you is because you engage with these discussions for products that just aren't worth it, man. And then you, of course, end up. Well, wouldn't you know it? You end up rolling snake eyes every single time. I get that that's frustrating. But that's the position you put yourself in, man.
Yeah. And you know that this is the same kind of person who says, "Oh yeah, if you find a flaw, he'll say it doesn't matter because some person enjoyed it, so that invalidates it."
True.
Yeah, just a total thought terminating uh, exercise because apparently knowledge in film or filmmaking can't be reached.
Yeah.
Can never be
Yes.
accomplished.
Yes, Truth in the chat is correct. Lack of vision is the big one. Lack of focus and vision and clarity of what they actually want to do is a big problem with Star Wars, and this movie is just a culmination of it. They have no fucking
Mhm.
clue what they want to do in this movie. They added fucking Rota Hut, bro. That's like a fucking D-lister, bro. What the fuck?
It is quite it's a literally a retread of the first of the Star Wars: The Clone Wars
Yeah.
animated movie.
Yeah.
Oh my
And Grace
god.
Randolph wants to fuck him. That's what they contributed to the world, is me having to listen to Grace Randolph first post of a Rota Hut.
Oh yeah, she said he was looks maxing, right?
Mm-hmm. We
Oh,
could get
Grace.
we should set up Clavicular and Rhoda Hut to debate, honestly.
I can't believe this movie exists, or it shouldn't exist, or who asked for that. That's not the way you good faith critique media.
Especially
What do you
since
mean
the
it's not the way you good faith? What do you mean? How is that bad faith? What is the bad faith? The presumption that a movie has to justify its own existence? Yeah, no, that's reasonable, right? That's completely good faith. That's not an unreasonable thing to ask.
There needs to be a hook for someone to go to the theater in the first place to spend their money, Eric. I what do you think marketing is?
Like, very simply, okay, Kino and I, we go out on a beach day, okay, and I make a shitty little sandcastle, and he walks over to me, he's like, why'd you make that? And I'm like, oh, I made it because it was fun.
Then I kick it and say,
Yeah.
like all sand, it returns to the sea or whatever. So, like
It
some
gets
pretentious
tossed away into
line.
nothing, yeah.
Yes.
It's like, bro, it's like human interaction. Usually when you make a thing, people are generally just like, I don't know, actually, Eric he goes for the other. You know what? I go for both teams, so I know. Eric, when you're out, just talking to a lovely gent at the bar or something, and you're interested in him, do you not ask him what he does and then why? Why would you ask him such a thought-terminating question? What a stupid thing to ask.
Hey Eric, how are you doing today? Why did you ask me that? I simply exist. I simply exist. What's your problem?
Are you asking me to justify my existence to you? It's like, no, bro. I was just wondering what's up with the shirt. That's all I wanted to know. Hey, have a good one, dude.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I just remembered he wears a little Grogu shirt when he's reacting to this.
What he does.
last thing probably most people remember from theatrical Star Wars is the incredible disaster that's The Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars really needed something very different and going in a much different direction if it really wanted.
Notice how that completely refutes what Eric Strawman.
Holy fuck! This Noah guy is cooking. Holy shit! Well, I mean, it might not be him, and it might be a different chef, but whatever he just brought in front of me, it's pretty good. This makes sense. Yeah. No, I think I would quibble with the use of the word need. I don't think you needed to make something that was disconnected from it. I would just say it would be prudent. Yeah, you should probably just make something that is as far away from the sequels as possible.
I do think
it would be a challenge.
Yeah, I do think that if you made a film that retcons the sequels that would get people's butts into seats. Yeah, I
I
really
think
believe
so
that.
as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, that would probably be the smartest thing you could do. Of course, they can't do that. I think they will do it eventually, like not a film, but they will just 10 years down the line, like we'll start seeing the hinting of, I don't know if those sequels were canon, even from Disney. But yeah, no, absolutely. The best thing they could do would just be complete reset and pivot to something wholly original, but that's not going to happen. So, yeah.
yeah. I'm still holding out hope one of these days because if they can abandon the expanded universe that's like decades old, I don't see why they can't do the same with the sequel trilogy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Well, it's their name on it, right? That's the reason. But like at some point, the almighty dollar will outweigh pride. Like it will triumph everything. So
Yeah.
To secure itself on the big screen once again. And
So wait. Noah, did you not just say that this movie is not what people expected, but then you're saying that that they should have done something different? Okay.
suffice to say,
no, wait. What? Oh my God, you idiot! No, what he said was this isn't what people were hoping to get, and then he said it would have been it was a good idea. Like he's saying that the execution is bad, but that the premise is okay. Like it's acceptable to be like, yeah, we should probably do something different after the theatrical disaster that was this movie. But people, for that reason, that it was something different, were hoping, okay, this is the chance. It has nothing to do with that piece of shit. It's completely different, and then they were still disappointed. That's the argument. Really not hard to follow. It's not,
Yeah.
and I mean, look.
He still hung up on his straw man, thinking that Noah actually said what he said.
Well, this is just the classic in the people who look. Some people are just not good at live responses. That's absolutely fine. You maybe sometimes need time to think things through.
Yeah.
But like he made an incorrect assumption, and he's unwilling to relinquish that incorrect assumption. He is not even remotely on board with being like, hey, that thing that I said, because he knows that if he says it now, people will be like, oh fuck, you were wrong, so you were wrong to assume it. And what you could just say is like, yeah, I was fucking wrong, but I guess now that I understand the argument better, here's a different response. Happens all the time. Completely fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Also, I just noticed that Vincent Provorel is in the chat. The guy Noah plagiarized.
Is he?
He mentioned me actually. I didn't notice this.
Ooh.
Noah is buddy with Kino, so I can't same. I'm too surprised. I think you meant to say. I think you meant to say there, buddy. Vincent
He meant
Provorel.
Eric's chat, I see.
Yeah, didn't Kino distance himself from Noah? He's not buddies with him anymore. That's true. That's true. I don't know
Hey,
what you're talking
point
about,
for
Harrison
integrity,
James.
Vincent, come on our stream. Not today, but some other day. I want to talk to you about Paw Patrol and Dogman.
Is not what people expected, but then you're saying that that they should have done something different? Okay.
suffice to say, this movie really isn't that at all. This legitimately might be one of the most nothing experiences I've ever had watching a movie in theaters.
Oh wow, hyperbolic much? That's totally
Yeah.
was yeah.
Did you just copy like Critical Drinker and everybody else's video? Is that what this is?
Well,
Why would he ever? If you know anything about Noah, why would you ever like think that he would plagiarize from them? Like that you're getting everything twisted, Eric.
Well, from
If anything,
from
he
his
plagiarized from you.
perspective- Yeah, that would be a thing. And like, the other thing is so to make the argument to steel man it from his perspective, it's like, okay, oddly Noah, you've burned yourself from the good grace of the anti woke side or the woke side. So now you're trying to make a pivot to the anti woke side by plagiarizing their shit, even though they've like castigated you and cast you out preemptively. So I don't know why you would even try that. It's like, man, like, well, I can't say it's his thoughts with certainty, but is it not possible that like he's just making his own like? It's fucking hard to say that with Noah being this is a hard video to pass.
Yeah,
that.
this is
No,
it is
but, like,
hard.
Okay, let's be good faith. Yeah, is it not possible that it's like his own, or like as close as he is able to reasonably get his own thoughts on a movie that he just wasn't very excited about? Is it not just possible?
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is that if he's really trying to appeal to anti-woke audiences, why isn't he using any similar terminology that they use?
Yeah, why isn't he criticizing the girl bosses, as you say that they so often do?
Yeah, this is just a very vanilla review. from Noah so far.
Well, I was very clear. So far, all he said is, "I didn't like this movie, and it felt like a nothing experience." That's all he's actually said. And Eric Debunks has
Outrage
there's
culture
enough
much?
in those statements to make him totally condemn and disavow the video. So that's incredible, honestly.
It doesn't need to exist. It's nothing. I mean,
Yeah, I'm plagiarizing truth.
this is the same thing that the Chuds are saying.
The Chuds!
What?
I mean, this is the same thing that the Chuds are saying.
Bro, that's crazy. I can't believe it. That's
Noah's beginning his Chud arc.
He's he's Chud maxing.
He's chudding out.
Looks maxing. He's Chud maxing.
He's chudding out.
He's a tradition.
This is just the same thing they're saying, and it doesn't seem like the grift is working for you because
just so we're clear, this is what everyone is saying. This is what most people are saying. Chuds,
this is like
Chud
the
or
most
not.
common perspective on it. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not. Yeah, this is not the one to try this with.
this video isn't doing really well. So, okay.
There's a lot to go over for sure, so let's get into this movie, talk about why it doesn't work, and talk about why, ultimately, it feels like they had 3 scrapped episodes of the TV show that they just smashed together and called that a movie when making.
This
Now
is not a
that's
real.
definitely
everything
not his original thought, but that's many people have been saying that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's said so far. This is a minute and 30 seconds into the video. Everything he said so far is regurgitated outrage comments about this movie.
Outrage comments I won't agree with, but I would agree that he probably saw like what people were saying on Twitter and is like retooling what they're saying to his review. Sure.
Well, you know what? I'll go for the full bite down on the bullet. Yeah, let's say they are outrage comments and he's regurgitating them. What's the problem with outrage comments? Why are they fundamentally an issue? What if they're correct?
Yeah.
If someone says 2 + 2 is 4 in an outrageous fashion, if they say you don't even know that 2 + 2 is 4, that doesn't make 2 + 2 not 4. Okay, that just makes the person obnoxious, but it is still true. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. He's just repeating stuff that the outrage people have repeated.
Sure.
God, what is this?
The fuck?
Is that Club Penguin plushie?
God bless.
Which is lazy. You have nothing new to say about it. You don't have your own personal opinions about it. You're just not even. Is it just?
Okay, you can have a personal opinion, and it can be the popular consensus.
Yeah.
So we're clear.
Sometimes you just agree. Like sometimes, look. No, I can't bring in World War II jokes this. Actually, no, fuck it, I can. Like, there's a popular consensus on a certain Austrian painter, okay? And some people would even have such strong opinions that they might cross into the realm of outrage. Nevertheless, it is still true. Like, again, like, this is the thing. The base concession of this video is just, the premise is stupid. It's like, it's an outrage grift. It's like, why can't it just be genuine outrage, man? What's the problem?
Yeah. Yeah, but Jan, you're proving Godwin's law correct yet again. Yeah. Noah drinks water. Do you know who else drinks water? Hitler.
That is very true. He did. I have it on good authority. He ate food as well. So yeah, that's maybe you have everyone in chat. You should look inwards, look into the mirror, and really consider. You might have more in common with Hitler than you think.
Repeating, it's using the same words, the same terminology.
Synopsis: The Mandalorian and Grogu is set not long after the events of the end of the 3rd season of the TV show. Mando has a new mission in this movie, that being to find a
by the way, spoilers.
fully grown Rada the Hutt, who supposedly has been kidnapped. As a lot of people might recall, Rada the Hutt was Jabba the Hutt's son from the original Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. Now he's a full-grown adult and has also been taking steroids, probably because now he's a giant buff gladiator who's beating up people. Together with Rada's help, Mando and Grogu must take down a pair of Hutt twins who are Jabba's successors as well, alongside Rada, and stop their evil plot to...
Hold on for a second. Where are all these high-quality shots of the movie coming from?
Probably YouTube.
Probably the promo. Probably the promo material. Yeah, dude. Like that's
Like what is this?
I know where the outrage guys get it from. Are non-outrage guys now ripping movies? and using them
What?
in their videos?
Huh?
This is very standard for okay. So this is something that gets brought up a lot, like for reaction content,
Uh-huh.
like or just like people in my sphere at like when it comes to using footage. There is such a thing as fair use. You need to significantly transform it in a way where you're clearly talking about it and not just uh re-releasing it. Like this is just fair use. I don't know what Eric's trying to say.
Well, what he has literally said, like, again, that's obviously true, but I just like, I think it's kind of debasing oneself to even humor that with like that thorough response. What he's saying is, man, you're using high quality clips of the thing that you're talking about in the background to make your point. Isn't that what outrage channels do? Huh, weird. Okay, dude. Thanks. What a great point. That's like, dude, it literally, we are literally at a point of Hitler drinking water. I'm not even kidding. That's like basically what this is. It's crazy. Like, can't believe that you're doing the thing that pretty much every single reviewer is there. Here's a challenge. What's a reviewer that doesn't use clips of the material that they're talking about?
Probably the people who record themselves on their phone, like sideways, saying, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this movie. It it was shit. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments." And then that's it.
Yeah.
Like
No, exactly. Yeah.
very low quality, low effort reviews because
Yeah.
people tend to like visual aid of what's being talked about.
Yeah. You can also use it to make points and make them stronger if need be. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your problem here is, Eric. But yeah. Okay, crack on.
Kill Rada and take over the Hutt Empire for themselves. On the surface, this is a pretty exceedingly simple premise, and it
Yes.
really is when you watch the film. I think the
Yes.
biggest problem, however, with this movie is that it's way too simple for its own good. I mentioned earlier how this film feels like it's 2 or 3 different episodes of the Mandalorian show that were repurposed into a movie. And
But why is that bad? We have movies like if you look back at was it Moana? Was Moana
He's-
2 the one that like
he's
was
about
supposed to be a season?
he's about to explain it. Like, what, you gotta let him finish, man. Like, he's not even gotten to the point yet. Why is it bad that it's too simple? I don't know. Maybe it does a disservice to a potentially interesting premise by oversimplifying certain elements. Maybe it's like a TCW problem where you'll have interesting political intrigue on paper, but it's undercut by how simple everything has to be because it's a kids show. So it needs to be like very black and white, or like, the perspective is it needs to be very black and white anyway. Maybe it's like fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, where you have a premise that could be simple, but it isn't. But then yet they also simplify so many elements of it for the purposes of moving the plot along that it fails to work. There's many times where simplicity could be a problem
Hmm. Yeah,
conceptually.
and Noah once again, as you say, he does elaborate, but Eric just pauses before
Mhm.
like he lets him
on
respond.
TV or something. And it worked really well, the box office. It made a bunch of
What is he really praising Moana 2 simply for the box office? Everyone hated that film. Like, yeah,
I
it made money because it's a Disney animated film, but everyone agrees that it's like you had to be kind of baby brained to enjoy it, which makes sense because
it was
it is kids film, but there can
it
be
was a
good
Disney
kids films.
movie. It was a Disney movie sequel to one of the like most popular films in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be kind of stupid to expect it won't make money. Honestly, that'd be a that would be one of those silly predictions, Eric, that you seem to be making all the time. But at least from this video that I've heard so far.
He's also not making a point regarding the box office. He's just saying, "Hey, the
Yeah,
story itself, I wasn't won over by it." And he's saying, "Oh yeah, well, what about Moana 2? What about the box office there?" Like, is Noah on record saying that he enjoyed Moana 2?
yeah.
Like, he's just like,
Well, although this movie is bad because it didn't make money, we don't even know if it did or didn't make money yet. We can safely bet that it probably won't. But like, or if it does, it's not going to make a
it,
terrific amount.
yeah,
But
it's a Star Wars film, so it's definitely going to make. I would say I would be shocked if it didn't make some sort of profit, but it's definitely not going to make. It's going to be below expectations, definitely.
yeah. I would be pretty willing to bet at this point it's not going to make a profit, honestly. If it's
Oh
if
wow.
we're week 2, Like, well, again, let me just make sure I have the numbers correct. $165 million budget, 246 million box office, week 2. Nah, man, this movie ain't getting to 400 million, and it would probably need to cross $500 million in order to start being profitable,
Damn,
realistically.
so it's, in other words, it's a Predator Badlands situation all over again.
Yeah, probably. I would be
The
surprised if
money-
this movie makes money. Honestly, if it does, it's not going to be a lot.
Kids loved it. 85 with fans, 61 with critics, which is right around, oddly enough, right around where Mandalorian and Grogu is.
Okay.
Why? I'm curious what that criticism is. It feels like a few episodes stitched together into a movie. What is that criticism at its core? I don't see how
it feels uninspired, uninteresting,
The
not
pacing is
worthy of being a
bad.
movie. Could have just been 3 episodes of a show. Could have just made another season instead of making this movie for probably similar monetary cost.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Like Trush said earlier, lack of vision, lack of clarity as to what they want to do with this. Stitched together, kind of a unfocused mess. Many different things come to mind, Eric. I'll be honest with you. You don't have to think that hard about it.
Mm-hmm.
a negative if it's done well. You could say, "Oh, it's they didn't do a good job of it, and it feels very fragmented." But I don't think that
I feel as though that's implied, but okay.
applies to this movie.
Yeah, that's a tautology.
I don't
if
think
it's
the
done
stories
well,
feel
it's good.
fragmented.
That's
Again, he
true.
said
That's correct. When he's right,
it
he's
was
right.
a simple
Sorry.
premise, and it is. But I've heard people apply that like, "Oh, well, this is why it's not good because it could have just been a season of TV." Which I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could have done that, but I think that the purpose of this movie was to sell a bunch of Grogu shit.
What? Does that not? He's saying this and he doesn't realize how
Isn't that
cynical that sounds.
profoundly depressing? Yeah, like shouldn't that make you upset that that's what happened with one of cinema's most celebrated franchises, arguably the most well-known and historically celebrated franchise?
It's just it's a shell of its former self. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
It has a right to exist.
true.
Like, I
Yeah,
really
it
think
does.
that's the purpose of the movie because the story is pretty simple. It's a simple story to follow.
How
Yeah.
events occur in this movie and also how things are paced in general, you can really see that overall. As a bit of an example, the first hour
But see, you guys say that he's not saying it as a negative, but I feel like he is.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's beef. He beefs with his chat.
Yeah. Well, it's like he's not saying it as a negative. I mean, I'm willing to concede he's saying it as a negative, but the thing is, you can say that and then substantiate it. The notion of saying something is just feels like it could have been 3 episodes of the regular series stitched together, when obviously, well, I would reverse the question to you also, Eric. Why do you suppose that they don't just regularly, instead of just releasing a season of television, they don't just take 3 episodes, stitch them together, and release it as a movie? Because that, like, it can't function. It's not cohesive often. There's lower production values often associated with it. There's a lower budget. There isn't as much you can do with it creatively. Like, yeah, that's why. It's not that deep, man. You can't take you this long to realize what he's saying, especially when it's something this simple. Like this, again, to be clear to everyone who's watching, this isn't fucking. He's not trying to decipher like the writing of like Aristotle here, okay? Or like trying to ponder like a Hegelian dialectic. This is an Oddly Noah video.
Okay.
Fucking hell, man.
He's beefing with he's responding to an Arlie Noah video, and he's occasionally getting his points refuted because he won't let him finish a point.
Yeah.
Uh,
Crazy.
I feel like it is a criticism. I think his comment about it being separate episodes, I think he's going to try and create a criticism around it. Because here he is saying this about like how it feels stitched together. I disagree with it. I think it's just 3 different acts of the movie. You don't have to like it, but let's see.
he thinks implies that he didn't see the film.
Well, if I was going to be kinder to him. Maybe he's saying that he saw it and he thinks that that's what he's addressing, like the 3-act structure. He's perceiving that as 3 different episodes, but it is definitely it's a weird way to phrase it. That's
Yeah.
sure. Like,
Yeah. And again, like I want to just like remind everyone, like neither Jan or I have seen the video yet, or have seen the Mandalorian and Grogu yet, but we're not responding to someone who has seen the movie and saying, actually, no, like like that's not valid.
well, the other tip-off to me that this might be, as you say, that he's not actually seen it is at this point the argument would have to be thoroughly like reference-based, right? Like it would have to be entirely about specific plot points from the movie, whether or not they do or don't make sense, whether or not that is an issue, like whether or not it is reasonable that one could mistake the movie's 3-act structure for whatchamacallit, for just being 3 episodes stitched together, whether there's any of these myriad of issues, but none of that is coming out. Instead, is very vague, protracted pondering over what it is that Noah meant when he said it's 3 episodes stitched together, and whether or not that's even a criticism, which is baffling, but okay.
I think he's talking about it being a bad thing. Let's see.
That were repurposed into a movie. And with how events occur in this movie, and also how things are paced in general, you can really see that overall.
Yeah,
as a bit of an example, the first hour of this movie is quite literally just Mando and Grogu going to get Rada the Hutt, freeing him from his gladiator captors, and then taking the person who had imprisoned Rada and turning him into the New Republic. That's obviously not a lot of plot movement, but that's the entire first hour of this movie. That honestly is not enough plot movement just to fill out the first hour of this film, and because of that, things...
By what standard? What's the standard you're holding for that?
His standard. What do you mean by what standard?
I don't understand.
Oddly Noah has for plot pacing. He thinks that the movie's pacing is slow. That is his perspective.
Yeah, we made that same point, like in that private call, Callisto, Manager, and myself. Like, what standard? Like, it's his opinion.
Yeah.
Like
pacing is like a highly person-specific thing anyway. Because like, look, because it's a writer I like to reference a lot of Joe Abercrombie stuff, whether it's Shattered Sea, First Law, or The Devils. There will be protracted periods of just character work with not a lot of plot movement, but then just having the way as he's, again, I've not seen the movie, but the way he's articulating it, where it's just like a rescue mission, and we already know Mandalorian and Grogu, the dynamic, there's not a lot of opportunity for character work between them, because one of them doesn't fucking talk and the other is a plank of wood. So like it's probably not really rich in characterization or world building or anything. So if there's not a lot of plot movement in an hour's worth of a movie, and I think there is a point as well to what you're at liberty to do. Like if you don't have a significant amount of plot happen, or like really anything happen in the first third of a Star Wars movie that is carrying on from The Mandalorian, which I would say is a show with pacing issues for a different reason. That show goes along way too quick in many respects. Then yeah, it's gonna be jarring. Makes it feel like they were just looking to fill up space.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough plot for you.
Wasn't a plot for you, okay.
That doesn't mean it wasn't enough plot for anybody else.
Oh my god!
He's saying he didn't like it. There you go.
Again, it's just going back to that what I said previously of, oh yeah, nothing can ever be bad because someone else might have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like you can
yeah.
never win with him.
Yeah, like I would just like genuinely like to ask, like at this point, Eric, like what do you think? If someone says that a movie is bad, what do you think they are saying like ought to happen, prescriptively? Do you think that they're saying that the movie needs to be cast into the sun, destroyed, and then everyone needs to be neuralized that saw it? Or are they more than likely just saying, yeah, I'd like to see these corrections in future. I think that would make a better product. That's not me saying that you can't make this is again, it's all of these motherfuckers. They're stuck they never got past the when it came to the objective versus subjective thing. No one's saying that their perspective on what makes a good movie is definitively objectively true. They believe that it's probably as true as it can get from reasonable perspective, and they can make arguments for why it matters to them and why they think that ought to matter to other people. But the objective in the objective critique is, or like, honest criticism, is about a standard that is consistent and that you're consistently referencing things to. Maybe oddly Noah has a preference for faster paced movies, and he believes that when you have a faster paced movie, it allows the audience to be more engaged and it generates a higher rate of response for audiences being feeling like there's not a lot of time wasted. They don't get bored, they don't get disengaged. That might be a thing that he believes, and he would therefore argue that movies would be better if they had a higher, like if the pace was faster. Certainly, at least certain kinds of movies like Star Wars, and certainly like this movie, where the primary objective seems to be to entertain before having any sort of lasting impact on the audience or like a profound message they might take away. That's the point, and he's going to try to use, hopefully, quantifiable things in the movie that are true. And if it is true, I haven't seen it, but if it is indeed true that the first hour is just that, then yeah, I would say it is generally agreeable that objectively the first third of the movie doesn't have a lot of plot movement, as he put it. And therefore, the conclusion is fine. And therefore, oddly enough, it is safe to say, according to his standard, this movie has a slow pace, and that's a problem. Very straightforward. Not that complicated.
I actually do think we should, instead of like a scripted video, we should just, I should just do a like a live stream with you and anyone else interested in coming on, just so we can
Yeah.
discuss it at length.
I enjoyed the first hour of the movie. Matter of fact, I think a lot of people argued the first hour is the
Super
best.
chat, by
he
the
did.
way.
Okay. The gaming trues for $2, but guys, remember Noah bad, so we can't let him win.
True, very true. I agree. Fuck that.
Oh, well, he says that he enjoyed the first hour, so I guess that confirms he did see it.
Best part
Rip.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Rip.
But again, that's a subjective take. It's not an objective reason that the movie.
Did he say that it was an objective take?
Well, no, he's saying that, yeah, like it's not an objective reason that the movie is bad. It's like, well, no, you could say that you could, now that we've agreed that the first part of it is slow, we can now move to the next stage of the discussion as to why you might prefer having a faster or slower paced first act rather, in a movie like this. But you're not going to do that. You're going to get stuck on, well, you've not proven that the movie's bad objectively, which is like, yeah, he wasn't necessarily trying to prove that. I don't know. Again, pacing is like one of the worst ones you would go for in terms of definitively saying that this is bad. You can prove where it feels like, now, if he says that the second and third act suddenly go at a breakneck pace, then I would think you would be more in the arena of an objective problem with the movie, because it's like, okay, well, you could have spaced it out better so that it flows more organically, for want of a better term. Well, yeah.
Movie is bad.
Feel super stretched, and scenes feel like they're going on way longer than they really need to. I think if they'd cut a few things and also just put more of this in the first 45 minutes and also cut down the runtime of the film overall, this probably wouldn't feel as stretched. But even though this actually is on the shorter end of Star Wars films, being only 2 hours and 12 minutes, it feels so long just because of how poorly paced it is. Right. I honestly think I would have preferred if this movie had only been like an hour and 50 minutes, if anything. Interestingly enough, this...
I really... So for me, it's always weird when people cite the runtime as something that makes the movie good or bad. Like a movie...
Oh my god, bro! Like it is one of the most important. It is one of the most important things in the film. Like for me personally, like it's up there with like the how tight a script is, because if a film like never syncs with you, if it's either too slow to the point where pretty much nothing happens, or it's too fast to an extent where you can't get invested into anything, then yeah, those are very big issues.
Yeah, or like, what if there are significant concessions that you have to make and key scenes that you have to cut out in the interest of saving time, and they would contextualize many things. Like a famous example, the theatrical release of Return of the King, where Saruman's death. Oh, sorry, Two Towers. Actually, no, yeah, it is Return of the King, where Saruman's death is skipped over. That's a potentially pretty significant issue with the movie, in totality. If it's just like, oh, we let him live, we didn't see the death. It's like, yeah, it's weird. It's jarring. Creates a problem. That's why the runtime is important. If you don't understand why people would say runtime, like I don't, there's like also just like the consideration of like, yeah, man, it's like I just wasn't like the runtime was too stretched. I couldn't engage, or like, man, I really wish there was more to explain X, Y, Z. It's so easily understandable how runtime might be an issue, you know? Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Movie can run long. A good example for me is, I think that the Batman film, the Matt Reeves Batman movie, is a little long in the tooth for me. Like, I think there's like a fourth act to that movie a little bit at the end, in my opinion. But that doesn't make the movie bad. Right? I think the movie could have been shorter. But I don't think that the movie's a bad movie. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's fine. I don't think the movie does anything egregious. It's not my favorite Batman movie. You know?
Okay.
But I would never say that that's what makes the movie bad, is that it runs about 15 minutes.
Well, it makes it less enjoyable for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not, well, even then, it's not the singular thing that makes the movie bad, but you would say it is a problem for you. Like, it is not a positive experience, or it does not contribute to the positive experience of the movie, right, in any meaningful way. You would even possibly go so far as to say it detracts from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, what? Huh? You know? Like, I feel like you literally just articulated the reason someone might say that it, like, take that issue that's more like you said, you described it as like a nick in the teeth, right? Like, now imagine that's more and more exacerbated, like, theoretically, right? Like, let's even go to absurd hypotheticals. You could have a movie that is 10 minutes of actual plot and an hour 50 minutes of just a blank screen, right? And then the credits roll. You would agree that's an objective problem with the movie, right? And then once you've agreed to that, or like, you know, that's an objectively bad movie, if the first 10 minutes are just like the first scene and it's a blank screen, right? You would say that had some pacing issues.
Yeah, if you acknowledge that a film has room for improvement, uh, even if only to appease you personally, then that is acknowledging a flaw, no?
Yeah, well, because, you know, you're not the only mind in the universe. You're probably not the first person, as you've even said, you're not the first person to think it about the Batman. So there is a number of people who, for whatever reason, believe that the film would have benefited from a trimming down of the third act. And if a sufficient amount of people believe that, and they can articulate reasonable arguments as to why that might have benefited the movie, then it can be deemed a flaw, yeah? And it's something that we could improve on in the sequel.
Yeah, and I know what he's talking about, and a lot of people did criticize. I would say like the biggest criticism of the Batman besides El Rata is the flooding scene. And again,
Yeah.
like I did enjoy I enjoyed the Batman myself. But maybe it could use some retooling. Who knows? I need to give it a rewatch.
Yeah, the flooding felt silly. Granted, I've not seen it in a while. I've seen arguments both for and against it. I've just always trended to the side of, yeah, I didn't care for it in the movie very much. It felt very random, very out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's too long. I'm trying to see how he gets to where he's going in this.
Actually is notable for being the first Star Wars film to feature Ellen Ripley herself, that being Sigourney Weaver, and even Martin Scorsese in this cast.
Okay, so there was no additional context there. He just says the movie is too long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually was something that really intrigued me about this film, hearing these two were going to be starring in it, since obviously Alien was making a new name for sci-fi right alongside Star Wars in the late 1970s, so it was kind of cool to see an actress from Alien finally appear in a Star Wars project. And Martin Scorsese was part of a group of directors alongside Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and George Lucas that really paved a new way for Hollywood in the 1970s as well, largely due to the collapse of the studio system. And as
What are we doing?
Movie trivia, basically.
It's got ad. Yeah, but it's just like, hey, like I get what Noah's saying here. It's pretty cool to see Ellen Ripley, even though she's not playing the same character in a Star Wars film, and Martin Scorsese is a cool little play. It's cool that he plays a small role given given their like how long Star Wars has been a thing, and their inclusion would have been appreciated in a much better Star Wars film as a love letter to the franchise, but they were kind of squandered. That's what I'm getting out of this segment.
Yeah, he's just saying that he's excited that these two people worked on it. I mean, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't put it in my review. Feels off topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sure.
What is this additional history lesson achieving in a review for The Mandalorian and Grogu?
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't put it again. I wouldn't put it in my review.
Yeah,
It's off topic. Yeah.
it could have just been a quick line, and then yeah,
Yeah,
hey, it's cool
yeah.
seeing Sigourney Weaver and Martin Scorsese in a Star Wars film. Wish it would not have been this.
Also, Eric, does it need to justify its existence? I mean, it's in the thing. Why do you?
Yeah.
What's the problem? Yeah. Like,
Are you like does it hurt the pacing at all, Eric?
does it have the pacing? Yeah, I just. But like, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it's not terrifically important. Also, like, but like, I don't know. At the same time, like, you know, you could argue for, yeah, it's just a cool fun fact about the movie. It had these two actors in it. It's not that big a
Yeah.
deal, you know.
I'm looking at his chat again. Pacing is such a generic, easy buzzword criticism. It means nothing without a lot of specifics that no one using it ever actually elaborates on. Well, I have some bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say potentially true, but also someone can just offhandedly say, yeah, the pacing didn't work for me, and that's fine. No, they can just say that,
Mhm.
yeah.
Or you can point out a plot point of, hey, the characters have to do this long process when they could have just done that.
Like,
Bam,
here's a fun
that's an
fact that has
explanation.
been allowed from minute one. Okay, the founding fathers actually signed this into law, as far as I'm aware. You can, as long as you preface the statement with "I think" or punctuated with "It didn't work for me," letting people know that this is what you think, and there's no internally illogical statements made in that sentence. You're allowed to just say that
Hmm.
without people necessarily calling you out for it. You can just say, "I think this," as long as what succeeds, "I think," is coherent. And saying, "I think the pacing didn't work. The pacing didn't work for me," or "I think that the pacing is bad," is fine. You can say that.
Yeah.
You can say that's not terrifically valuable, but you can say it.
Yeah. Like any possible, like just like all other possible criticisms, it can be applied well and it can be misapplied. It all depends on the
Yeah.
context.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's like wondering why this is in here? Like, what's the point of this?
The result,
The point
a lot more
is to let
filmmakers
you
have more.
know why he cares about Sigourney Weaver and Martin Scorsese being in the movie. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You can think that
freedom
that's
in the
point. That there's not much, but yeah, that is what it is.
1970s, which is something I've talked about in a previous video if you want to go check that out. So it was
Oh, he was just promoting another video. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
actually pretty cool to finally see two people who popped up around the same time as Star Wars finally featured in a Star Wars project. However, this also brings up another gripe I personally have with this movie is the fact that I don't think anyone acting in this movie seems all that engaged in it either. I ended up
It's look, I know you guys are saying that these are just general comments, but his criticism is literally like word for word. If you watch my video from earlier today where I talked about Critical Drinker's take on this,
Wait, why are you promoting your own shit? I
This
thought
is
we
just
all down
literally-
to that.
True.
really the same talking points.
Uh-huh.
It's just the same talking points.
Uh-huh.
She's just doing it for a paycheck, but he's saying it in a different way.
Yeah.
She's not as engaged. It's the same criticism.
Maybe I mean again, it's oddly Noah, so plagiarism is not off the table. But
At the same
yeah,
time, like
maybe a bunch of
if
people
so
have
many
been
people,
saying it.
yeah, if so
Yeah.
many people have been saying it, then maybe it sort of rings true.
Yeah,
Especially
like you would expect.
especially if
assessors.
Drinker and Noah, like people on two sides, two opposing sides of like culture war stuff. Like Noah said that he's a self-admitted leftist. So already he's not on board with like Critical Drinker. So if both of them are saying that, then maybe it really is. Maybe it like the cast just feels or the acting really does feel lifeless.
Yeah, maybe.
this might be a hot take, maybe not. I don't know. This is why film criticism has died on YouTube.
Okay. See where he goes with this.
Crazy. Well, sorry. I must have. Come again. Film criticism has died on YouTube. Really?
It feels
In what way has it died?
it feels very random to bring this up, like over this of all things. But okay.
Yeah, and if it's died on YouTube, why are you engaging in it, broski? Like, are you hoping that your channel will die? Like, clearly, talking about media and film is very lucrative and profitable, right? Like, elsewise, why are you doing this? Are you just doing it for the pure love of the game? Because if you are, man, you're doing an awful lot of grinding for someone who's just in it for the love of the game, with a goal on screen and promoting your own work, something that you snarked Oddly Noah for a minute ago. It's very, very bizarre, incongruent, badly written behavior, one might say.
Yeah. And saying this just for negative reception of the Mandalorian and Grogu, of all things,
It's wild, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a weird hill to die on.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the chuds necessarily.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
People
Thank you.
like Noah and so many other people that do this just repeat stuff that other people have said and upload it like it's their own point of view.
Okay, but
That's crazy.
That's just been true until the history of time. Like I'm sorry, mob mentality is always going to be something that exists.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're
Airrick,
with the mob, and sometimes you're against it.
Hey, Airrick, if you don't mind, pull up a Birdman video about the critical drinker, and then pull up a video by you about the critical drinker. Let's compare those points, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably the same video, if you wouldn't mind, that you're responding to. Because I've seen some Predator Badlands videos in my time, and I've seen yours, I've seen Noah's, and I've seen Drinkers Birdman's, and they were remarkable crossover on those points, you might say.
Yeah.
It's almost like you guys broadly agree on a lot of the same stuff, and therefore you say a lot of the same stuff.
True.
It's kind of how humans work.
I want to know what you really fucking think about the movie.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't. No, you really look, Airrick, baby. You really don't. You want to hear what you think is the easiest thing someone could say about the movie that allows you to dismiss them and make your point seem more legitimate in your mind. That's what you want, because you're a small-minded person who is peddling small-minded critiques in a smaller, meaner time than what criticism used to be, or used to be allowed to be. That's what you are. Fucking depressing, that, isn't it?
Yeah, like, what is the alternative to like film criticism being dead? Like, is it alive if everyone's mindlessly praising the Mandalorian and Grogu, or do we need to have like does every single video criticizing the Mandalorian and Grogu, do they have to have like completely 100% original takes that you will not be able to find anywhere else? That's just completely unreasonable. There's always going to be an overlap in opinions, like when it comes to film discussion, because they're repeating things, like they're explaining things that happened within the movie. Like they're going to have a takeaway on it.
Just so we're clear, Airrick, your business is listening to people give their opinions and decry that these can't be their real opinions because other people give similar opinions that you decry to be grifters. That's your shtick. So why the fuck would you? It's just so, again, it's so transparently a lie. You're not interested in someone's honest opinions about a thing. You're interested in your very infantile view of the world being affirmed by people having very basic opinions that you think can be basically dismissed by your perfect worldview. Grow the fuck up, please.
I don't want you repeating stuff that was said by Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic or EFAP. I want you to...
Why would he... Do you think he hates all those people, though? Like, why would you think that he would without, like, actual proof?
Well, even if he did, like, why can't he just have a similar opinion to them and that be genuine? Fundamentally, why is that incomprehensible to you? Is it because you think that someone on your side lending them legitimacy through affirming or agreeing with some things that they've said is like the end, like that just like heralds the end of days? Again, like this is just same with the organized chaos stream that like we did. You might have missed a lot of the. Sorry, I just don't want to kill the. Like a lot of the humor from my voice is gone at this point. I'm so profoundly tired and exasperated by this at this point. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like I need people like this to understand. You are a blight. Like you are a cancer on like the online discourse about media. I would sooner 10,000 Nerdrotics before one of you, and I am not a person who cares for Nerdrotics critiques all the time.
I mean,
But he doesn't
like
do this
in a
shit.
way. Well, no, I actually take that back because he does live streams. But in a way, he kind of is. He kind of has some overlap in structure with Neurotic to a degree.
Yeah, it's not horrifically like holistically different. It is just like, and you know, this in this case being like the method, right? Like the playbook of just completely do not engage with anything. Just come into it with a presumptive position of what the other side believes. Try to twist and conform every single thing they said into that preconceived view you have of them. Completely dismiss any possibility of engagement or contemplation of their points outside of that narrow box that means they prescriptively have to be wrong. And then have the fucking temerity to go on to say, like, oh, this isn't good faith and this isn't real media criticism and media criticism on the internet is dying. It's like, yeah, you're trying to kill it, man. People like you. You're fucking, again, cancer. That is the best term to describe it. You are progressively trying to take over specific clusters of like the internet's media, like biology or biosphere or ecosystem, and you're systematically trying to drain all of the possible interest or engagement out of them and substitute it for just your deadpan agreement with everything that is from a particular perspective. It's incredibly, incredibly bad.
Yeah, if you can't even, if you're already going to like dismiss a person's conclusion before they even give their reasoning, like like what's the point in like what is the point in this content? I just don't get it.
What's the point of you? I know you hate that question, but like, what is your mission here? What is your goal? What is your objective? How do you think you're achieving it? What is it you set out to do when you do this? What is it like? Why?
If he makes one more like anti-critical drinker video, he's going like drinker himself is going to see him and just be like, "Oh man, my channel sucks." He's going and he'll self-delete both his channel and maybe himself. Because he saw because he saw that one AirrickDeboonks video.
Yeah, and then everyone is going to turn around and spontaneously clap and agree that actually all of these media properties are good and actually all of the ideas they had there are good and every single minority and fringe group is going to be accepted and there will be peace on planet Earth. That's actually like that is actually on some level what you've deluded yourself into thinking when you start pursuing these like lines of argumentation. And that's insane. You are like the most pitiable creature, Eric. Good one, man. Keep doing this. It's very beneficial to everybody, especially and including yourself. It's very healthy.
Tell me what you think about the movie. Just your casual viewer, it's not just. He's
still beefing with his chat, man. Oh my god.
Nice.
Just the same criticisms. He's literally repeating them almost in the same order that these other videos I've watched. This is like the 5th one I've watched about this. And most of the Chud videos have the same criticisms in the same fucking order, presented in a similar way. This is not an organic thing. Besides, we're talking about Noah. He's a plagiarist. The guy's
Okay.
literally lifted
Yeah,
scripts
I
off
mean,
of other
sure.
content creators.
Yeah,
All right.
like, no argument there. But
Yeah.
like, you can plagiarize something uh and still have good arguments. You could have
Well, and
the
it's
better take a good takeaway.
if that's the case, Eric, if that is your earnest opinion of him, that like he's a plagiarist, and I don't know, you think you have grounds to believe that anything he says is a lie, which that's a reasonable position to hold at this point, sure. Like, why bother watching him? What is the value of engaging with this?
Yeah, like you're not
Again,
responding.
why?
You're not responding to this in a meta sort of way by contrasting and comparing, like saying, "I think Noah plagiarized this point from this creator, or this point from this creator." No, you're just responding to the points as they are. So why even bring up the plagiarism when that's not even what you're doing? You're going at him because he's criticizing the Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah, like yo, look, dude. I've just been tremendously unkind to you, and I stand by it. But like, the reality is, if you want to find the true opinions as such as they are, then yeah, you don't need to watch Utterly Noah. But like, you can watch Critical Drinker video and actually think why he has the positions that he has, and how might they be true. And you're like saying that this is just outrage baiting, outrage farming. Like, they can be earnestness and outrage, right? Like, you can be outraged and you can be earnest about what you're saying. And if you don't believe that, then you're just wrong. Like, I'm comfortable saying that.
Yeah, like if Noah does something I deem to be stupid, I'll make a video on him, but I'm not gonna just respond to anything he does
Mm.
like an obsessed ex, like Eric is doing. It just feels as though he's trying to poison the well by saying, "Oh, look, don't link Noah to us. Don't link Noah to us because he's more so like these chuds
Uh,
conveniently."
it does scream of the lady doth protest too much. Like, nobody was associating Audley Noah with you, man.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, like, I don't know.
So let's not pretend that all of a sudden he's not doing something similar here. He might not be writing it word for word like them, but he's literally using the same talking points.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this twice in theaters to figure out if I was just losing it or something, but no, it just seems like, at least in my opinion, everyone seems super bored in this movie. Despite the fact Sigourney Weaver is finally in a Star Wars project, she doesn't actually seem to be all that into it at all. Her line deliveries are honestly super flat, and she doesn't seem all that engaged with the film.
What I don't understand about these criticisms is, what if that was the character she was playing?
Then
You know
it's
what
a poorly written character. That would
It's a
be the
character that
rebuttal.
doesn't inspire a lot of, you know, gravitas, and it's certainly not worthy of Sigourney Weaver's performance. But it's far more likely that Sigourney Weaver, look, she's not a young cat anymore. She probably took this project, because it was an easy paycheck, and she treated it with about all the effort and reverence that it deserves. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's a shit
Yeah.
script. On the other hand, there are actors like Christian Bale who
Can
will, and
elevate it.
yeah, or Elizabeth Olsen, Multiverse of Madness, to take get an actress as an example. She's doing the best she can with what she's given, which is absolute garbage. Benedict Cumberbatch, same in that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, you can do that, but like, yeah, again, there's no people kind of. I think people are kind of split on that. Like, I don't think there's any shame in, like, because again, it's a job. Being an actor is a job. If you're given a shit script and you know it's going to be a shit project and everything on the project is shit and no one's interested and it's clearly just like, whatever, just get it out there, get it done, then I can't really blame them for adopting that attitude. But like, yeah, it's cool to see if they tried it a little bit more with it. But no shade to Sigourney Weaver for not doing that, if that's the case.
I mean, like,
Hmm.
what if her character was supposed to not give a shit? Maybe that was the direction she was given. Maybe she was told, hey, your character, this is their personality.
Yeah. That would still be a problem. Yeah, because the criticism is that's how she comes off. And if that's the direction she was given, then that doesn't matter. She was given bad direction. In any case, the performance doesn't inspire the kind of the kind of gravitas that you would hope for the first appearance of Sigourney Weaver, a 70s sci-fi icon, and the legacy of another 70s sci-fi icon. It's not unreasonable to expect that. Sigourney Weaver can do some pretty good shit.
Yeah. But like you just know if you, like Eric's response to this would just be, or if you bring up like the point of, oh, like the writer clearly didn't give a shit about this character, like he just wanted like an NPC to give to give a mission or like the side quest to the Mandalorian. You just go, and what of it? Like,
Yeah.
are you saying that that writers aren't allowed to not give a shit? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Fascist?
No, he's, it's just more of the same of why does anything have to be anything? You know what, Garrick? Maybe nothing. Everything can actually be nothing. Nothing can matter. Everything can be whatever it wants to be, and that's all cool and fine and valid. Very useful conclusion. So glad we're here. Amazing. Wonderful. Hey, what if what if fucking what's like a famous fucking plot hole? Like it's like any Last Jedi, like the Holdo maneuver. What if minutes before that, someone told Holdo off screen that hey, we've just cracked the code on how to do this. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that might be me
Hux
plagiarizing.
betrayal. The Hux
I think
betrayal
Maul,
in Rise of Skywalker.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think Mola might have said that. I think he might have plagiarized that shit from me. My bad if I did. This is an Oddly Noah stream, so it's in character.
And then she
I'm
does
method
it, and they're
acting.
like, "Oh, she seems like she's just there for a paycheck." How do we know that she wasn't told to deliver the lines that way?
She seems that way. That's how she comes off. Whatever the reason, that's how she comes off, and that's unfortunate. Please move on.
In like
this is so not a point.
a way that seems like she doesn't give a fuck.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's the character she's playing.
Nice.
We don't.
Okay, but is it a good performance? Like that? Okay, like does
Well-
Eric have a problem with the Oscars or the Razzies because they imply that there's a range in performance?
Yeah.
Or
no,
like the whole point is that they have different ranges in performances
Yeah.
of
No,
the actors or actresses.
I'm so far beyond humoring the stupid shit. Like again, the basic argument is, well, like again, Oddly Noah says she gives a performance where it seems like she's not really in, like her heart's not really in it. And Eric's rebuke to that is the brilliant, of course. Well, what if she was told to act like that? In which case, you fucking retard. It would still seem that that's how she comes across. Maybe she's acting perfectly, like she shouldn't be giving a shit, but that still makes it seem like she doesn't give a shit because she's acting like that. What do you mean? What is this? This is insane. Sorry, I don't want to cut off. Like, 'cause I understand you're trying to make this more discussion, but like, I'm so through with this. Like, this is insane. You're retarded, Eric. This is beyond ridiculous. You're saying if a person is acting a particular way, and another person says, "Hey, they're kind of acting like that," your rebuke to that is, "Well, maybe they told them to act like that, chud." And it's like, okay, that's still what I'm seeing. It's so insane. What do you mean? Like, I'm just saying, how the fuck am I supposed to know? What if they told her that fucking the moon was? What if they told her the moon was made of cheese? How would that affect this? Like, it's so ridiculous. It's beyond insane. This is just, you're so desperate. Stop.
Yeah,
Get a grip, man. Like, holy
now
fuck.
now you know why I wanted you specifically to live react to this.
Why are you doing this? This is an experiment. It's a social experiment, actually.
Oh no! But I keep hearing the same criticism. Everybody that was in this movie did it for a paycheck.
No shit! No shit!
That's
all of them
wow.
were there,
Thank you.
getting paid to be there.
Yeah, and yet not all of them look like they don't want to be there and they don't give a shit. What a crazy coincidence could this potentially arise from this unique direction that Sigourney was given for this specific character who's like what it looks like a commander of some kind that is assigning a mission that's important to this effort, as it looks like, because it seems to be the crux of the movie, this mission from what's been described so far. She's assigning it to this Mandalorian bounty hunter, and she's just supposed to look like she doesn't give a shit. Why would she not give a shit? Is it established that she doesn't give a shit? Is it played up for comedy? Is there value to this? Or does it just kind of look like Sigourney Weaver woke up, was like, ah, fuck, I gotta work on that stupid fucking Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni thing. All right, fuck, give me the makeup, get me out of here. I wanna, chill out with like my grandkids or something. Like fucking, like, is that not far more likely? Eric? Is that not way more probable than she specifically being given this kind of direction? And even if she was, again, given that kind of direction, that still would be what it looks like. So people would still be right to say, yeah, it looks like that. So this point is ridiculous. This is actually this might. I'm sorry. This is what, number 10. Of all the streams, this includes organized chaos. This might be the singular most retarded like counter argument I've seen. You know what? In like my 8 years of doing speech and debate as well, this might be the single most retarded counter argument I've seen in my life. This is insane.
It especially when you compare it to other films that have come out this year. Like Obsession is a great example. That was made on a budget of $700,000, an insane budget, under $1 million, and like the Mandalorian Grogu was made on a budget of hundreds of millions. Yet you get such memorable performance out of all of the cast in Obsession, be they the main cast or like supporting cast. Like that, you remember that one salesman guy, Jan, in the film? Like he's just in there for
Yeah.
that one scene. He gave a really memorable performance as like this smug asshole.
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, there's other examples of this, of just like people doing what was supposed to be a minor role, but giving a really good performance and they stick around. Like Jonathan Banks in Breaking Bad is a famous example of that.
They were all like they were for sure paid much less than Sigourney Weaver, and yet they still had the passion to needed to elevate their performances or deliver exactly what Curry Barker, the director of Obsession, wanted from them.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly, and it's one of the things why people praise, especially higher end actors, or like well-known actors when they work on a project where the script is shit, but they elevate it, because that's always worth praising. Also, John Goods Gaming donated $5 back to back.
Oh, so. Sweet. Let me read them off. First super chat from John. In what world is the conclusion to a flat performance? Oh, she was told to. Then the director sucks. Nobody has ever made this excuse for an actor.
I'm inclined to agree. I have never heard this argument. This is insane. Like, it's just actually crazy.
Second super chat. Don't ever praise a good performance again, then, Eric. They all just followed directions and did it for a paycheck. No praise for good stuff, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Like it's the Oscar. It's the why have the Oscars or why have the Razzies argument. Like example.
If this is true, then the inverse must be true, and every single good performance is just a product of someone being told what they're supposed to do.
Oh yeah, he left
drones following orders.
Yeah, I'm just noticing. John left another $2 super chat. How convenient! He finally criticized Noah. LOL. Or lol, yeah.
Well, this is the second time he's doing it, all right? Now that it's very profitable to do so, AirrickDeboonks is all over that. Better believe.
Whatsoever. And even Martin Scorsese, of all people, sounds bored playing this alien monkey thing here. Even he just sounds like he's here to get his check from Disney and then call it a day.
There we go! They're doing it for a paycheck. He got to it. He got there. I haven't watched this video yet, but I knew he was going to get to that because that's what all the outrage people have been saying. The same fucking thing. They've been using the same terminology.
Hey,
I knew he was going to get there.
That as many as 8 billion people might, around similar times in the day, respective to their time zone, say that it's 8 o'clock. That's kind of fucking crazy, no?
They all sound like they're in on something.
Yeah, there might be something going on.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they say that like a spade is a spade, and everyone concurs. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like even when you don't apply this to films, has Eric never heard of the argument of like or just saying I just showed up for the paycheck? Like people work dead end jobs and are clearly do not want to be there, just classic wage slaves, and they're only there for the paycheck. They're not passionate about the job, and they're just looking to do to do the least amount of work as possible. Like he's never heard that expression before.
Yeah, it's like you can tell the difference because ultimately, this is again, he's saying like, oh, everyone's there for a paycheck. Well, yeah, but like some people are working a lot harder for whatever money you've invested in them than others, right? Like, that's the whole point. Like you would expect Sigourney Weaver for what I would assume is a handsome sum that is going to be asked for, same as Martin Scorsese, to turn out a pretty memorable performance, particularly given who they are and given the fact that a non-trivial amount of people were aware that they were going to be in the movie. It was part of the marketing. It was part of, people were talking about it, hyping it up. That, oh yeah, we'll get these two icons of the era in this movie, and yeah, they don't really do anything with them now. That may not be their fault. That may be the director's fault, the producer's fault, the creative, lead's fault, the casting director's fault. It could be anybody's fault that they assigned them to these characters. But those are the performances such as they are, and that's what we see. We're not speculating as to the reason. We're saying what is. I'm not asking why the spade is a spade. I'm saying that it is. You don't need to object to that. No one's attacking you. No one's even really attacking them. Again, no. Even if it was the most bad faith, sorry, I didn't even say, yeah, whatever, bad faith version of this, where someone just hates Sigourney Weaver and says Sigourney Weaver fucking looks like she turned out for a paycheck. It's like, yeah, I mean, can't blame her though. This is pretty horse shit, So like, yeah.
Because all of them got there.
I guess he had to go back to work on his Apple TV Plus movie that he's doing with Leonardo DiCaprio. Real talk, though, I actually am pretty excited for what happens at night. It looks pretty cool. But it is genuinely wild to me that they could get two legendary figures like this in a Star Wars movie and neither of them seem interested whatsoever. I will say...
Which, by the way, it's really funny to me because both of their characters were very different. Both of their characters had different mannerisms, things like that.
Whoa. Different mannerisms. Whoa.
I'm sorry. I said just look, you can't keep doing this to me. He just said that it's praiseworthy because the two different characters played by different people were different. Like, what? This is... I've gone through the 6 stages of grief this stream. This is insane. Like, now we're just hitting that acceptance stage, Like, yeah, this guy is just a clown who's going to be saying ridiculous shit. I guess that's who he is. Hey, bravo, Eric. I respect it. You should do more content. I take back everything I said about you being a blight and a cancer and a pitiable creature whose existence is akin to that of like base microbial organisms that have dwelt on this planet since 3.5 billion fucking years ago. You're worth every penny, man. Keep doing this. You're a great jester.
Dance for us, monkey, dance.
They weren't presenting the same like monotone, don't give a shit personalities. Like they were completely different personalities. It's crazy.
The bar is that low, huh?
Yep.
Another
5 from John, by the way.
Oh, sweet. He's definitely getting his money's worth of this stream. John gets gaming for $5. A good actor can give it their all in a horrible movie, so I will give them credit. If they phone it in, then they deserve crap for phoning it in. Yeah,
sure.
The Boys, terrible show. Anthony Starr, phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
I would dare say it's the only reason worth watching the show, really. Just for his
I'd say him
scenes
and
alone.
Jensen Ackles in season 3 is another good one. Carl Urban also, I think. Well, at least
I
he's
really
trying his best.
disliked how his character went, especially compared to the comics. A lot of people say the comics suck, but honestly, Butcher is I found to be a really fascinating, a really good character.
He's more interesting in the comics for sure
yeah.
than he's in the show. Because in the show, it's just in the show they kind of seem uncertain what they want to do, and then they kind of commit to, okay, we're doing comics Butcher, but he doesn't really do. He's neither as extreme or as comics Butcher, and nor is he as compelling. Because there's a constant the flip floppiness is just ridiculous. Like every single season is like, we hate Butcher because he's evil, but then we're still gonna do everything he tells us to do.
And it really undermines, I would say, a huge aspect of The Boys, because the main point of it is saying that it is criticizing like the evil Superman archetype and the anti-hero archetype as both being pretty shallow power fantasies when you
Mhm.
when you dissect them thoroughly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Find it
also weird
pretty
to say,
funny.
but in the comics, there's more just good superheroes, which is kind of fucking insane when everything's said and done. But yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing Spike Spiegel himself on the opening credits of a AAA Disney blockbuster. It definitely was cool to see.
Again, this is like another part I would say is like to be cut out. Like, yeah, Steve
Yeah.
Blum is a very well-known voice actor. Um,
Mhm.
I don't see why that's notable.
Steve Blum getting some well-deserved recognition given how long he's been in the voice acting game for and how many popular characters he's played. But I think one thing that this film really made me realize that probably a lot of people have already realized at this point is just how intent Disney is on milking Grogu as a marketable character.
True.
Yeah. What? And I like how there's this Grogu, this Grogu, this Grogu, and then there's this Grogu on this picture.
It's
He's probably feeling personally attacked right now.
yeah.
Almost
for sure.
Oh, sorry.
Every single frame in this movie is focused on him doing something cute, eating something on screen, or making cute noises. And don't get me wrong, Grogu is cute, and personally, I don't really have a huge problem with cute characters. But once again, with how drawn out this movie is, it becomes all the more apparent just how determined Disney is to drill it into their audience's head how cute Grogu is and how much you want to buy a plush of him after the movie.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know where you stand on it, but I'm just like, when I see a character like Grogu at this point, it's incredibly difficult for me to just not be hyper like doomer, nihilist, cynical. As like
They're never
this is
going to
just
do anything
like
to them. They're never going to do anything to them. They pretty much have
Yeah.
plot armor all throughout.
no, yeah, literally. Well, because when I see Grogu, I don't see the cute little Yoda baby creature that is so precious and he's just so
You
cute.
see
I
Jar
just
Jar.
see
You see modern
no,
Jar Jar.
not even that. I see a marketing room just full of suits, smoking like big fat cigars and going, okay, how can we? Let's see what the boys in the lab cooked up for like the most marketable, like the most safe, shaved edges, like appealing concept for a character that is going to sell a fuck ton of merchandise that we can
Yeah.
use to make up for our movie flops.
John Hamm just gets up into the board and just says, "Get this, guys. Gizmo from Gremlins, but green."
Yep. No, exactly. And there is again, that was the Goober creature from Predator Badlands. That was that it's almost an archetype at this. Well, again, not at this point. Cute sidekick has been an archetype for a while, but like compare, like a good comparison, I think, would be like compare Grogu to like Apu from Aladdin. Like how much more expressive, how much more impact on the narrative, how much more clear personality is given. He has his own fucking like kind of inverse archetype like opponent in the movie in the form of Iago. Like
Yeah.
there's so much more done with him.
Rip Peter Godfrey, by the way.
Yeah, rip on it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Another great void.
I mean, that's essentially all of these movies that come out do have some form of marketing in them. And
No shit.
this is
That's
actually
crazy, dude.
not necessarily a criticism of mine, but it's just obvious, right? It's obvious that Disney wants to market Grogu. In the theater I was in, I've already seen it twice. In the theater I was in the first time, there's a lot of families there. Kids loved Grogu. Mission fucking accomplished.
Isn't that insanely cynical? Again, like why did kids love Grogu? There's adults who love Grogu. Why do people love Grogu? Because he's a cute, innocent little goober who can do no wrong and who can have no wrong done to him. The worst that he's going to do is pass out from lifting a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Like, extremely cynical and just so far beyond. Like, it really shows how past the Rubicon we are in terms of any sort of honest engagement in like a creative enterprise from Disney.
In a
It's
way,
wild.
in a way, you're just proving Clavicular's looks maxing philosophy correct. You're just but applied to cute characters, cute movie
True, yeah.
characters.
You're just proving his philosophy. I love that so much when people are like, "Oh, the judge is mogging him" as like a meme, and there was so many like people who honestly like, "You're just proving his philosophy." It's like, no, making fun of the fact he's a fucking retard, and it's really funny that the judge looks better than him at his own trial. That's it. Okay, it's not that deep. I promise you.
Mission accomplished. Because they're going to make
Well, no, mission not accomplished because it's doing terribly in the box office. So what do you mean?
way more money.
I mean, so, well, yeah, he's kind of right. Mission accomplished from the perspective that, yeah, you've made the perfect marketable, flat, like no absent. The problem, he's a character in a movie, man. Why are we conceptualizing in the terms of how many fucking figurines and plushies and merch and T-shirts that you fucking tuck yourself into? He's gonna sell. What can you tell me about Grogu's character? Who is Grogu? I can tell you a lot about Apu from fucking Aladdin.
You can say a lot about the flying carpet.
Yeah. You can say a lot about the little fucking, the funny little cleaning droid guy from Wall-E. You can say a lot about that guy.
He's fed up. He's fed up with having to clean up the constant
Yeah.
messes Wally makes. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah. I like, listen, I identify with that guy, okay? Like, seriously, unironically, he has a personality, he has character. He has, like, a sense of commitment and duty to, like, wanting to clean things up, but also, like, he's instrumental to helping Wally, like, defeat the villain. It's incredible.
Wally is a great movie.
Wally is
go
absolute
rewatch
peak.
it. Go rewatch it,
Yeah.
guys.
It's also another great example of you have a character, Wally, and another character, Ava, who basically don't speak, and yet you can infer so much about their personalities just from that movie. So Grogu not speaking is not an excuse. What personality does Grogu have other than he likes Mando and he likes eating shit?
He's mentally stunted because he's way older than he looks.
Mm. So he's a retard.
Mission accomplished. Because they're going to make way more money selling Grogu merch than they're going to make off of this movie.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's isn't that, how depressing is that?
I can't wait
You're
for
at a-
the Grogu exclusive movie, just like the Ewoks movie, or where he parties with the Ewoks.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Is this not depressing to you, that Eric? That like the entire point of this movie is to sell Grogu merch so that we hopefully recoup the inevitable losses that we project this movie is going to have. That's insane, no? And you're like talking about it as though that's like acceptable,
Yeah.
or that you're wrong to get upset by that.
Why can't the movie itself earn that amount that Grogu is? That Grogu merch is making, Eric.
Or why can't we write actually interesting shit for Grogu to do? Why can't he have an actual dynamic in the story? Why can't he have like meaningful interactions with Mando that aren't just season 1, where it's the cute little creature goober that's paired up with a no nonsense bounty hunter? Why do we keep repeating it?
Because Eric's just hoping nobody ever criticizes it. I guess just give Disney more money, even though he hates Disney for being like a soulless corporation.
Mhm.
I don't even think he could tell you like where he stands on Disney.
No, for sure. Yeah, he would. Yeah, no fucking idea.
That's just the reality of it. Star Wars merchandising is a multi-billion-dollar business venture. And yeah, I like Grogu. I know some people don't. That's fine. That's a subjective opinion. I'm not going to knock him for that. If he doesn't like Grogu, he doesn't like Grogu.
Certain point,
Okay. He didn't even say he doesn't like Grogu. He doesn't like the cynicism about Grogu, which you shouldn't like it either. I'm sorry, aren't you like a lefty? Why are you okay with making focus group tested slop to market to children, by your own admission? Or do you not deem that like predatory? Isn't it depressing that the company is like specifically trying to prey on the lack of good sense of kids that see something cute and say, "I want a cute plushie"?
Eric.
I think for me, though, one of the biggest questions
There's
I really
one from
have
John and one
is
from Nightmare, by the way.
Oh wait, let me see. I'll just see. Yep, there we go. $2 from John. A carpet has more personality than Grogu. Fuck Grogu. All right, 5 from Just Your Nightmare. Grogu is super epic. I love his character arc. Remember when he wasn't able to do a thing, then was able to do the thing? To be honest, I don't remember. I mean, that
I mean,
literally
neither.
is like he just goes from being like a goo goo gaga, and then he uses the force to he occasionally uses the force to lift something like that.
Yeah,
That is like
he's
no
actually like an NPC
he
sidekick. Like he's
regresses he
activatable.
regresses every movie and then repeats the same.
Uh-huh.
It repeats it over and over again every time he appears.
If this was a video game, he would be like an activatable power that Mando has whenever he needs to like move heavy shit. He activates Grogu.
So true. Just a plot device.
That is what he is.
I exactly
When heavy shit needs to be lifted, or when the Force needs to be used in like tangentially more creative ways, like this, like subtly influencing minds, so he can pass a speech check. That's what you use Grogu for. You use him for a +5 bonus on your fucking diplomacy and athletics checks. Okay, that is the purpose of him. Oh my god, Johnson's
Disney
another one.
thought this would be
Oh wait. John for $5. They benefit from legacy merch. You hate corpos until they cater to your crap. Then they're fine and shouldn't change. Good luck, Star Wars. Good Lord, Star Wars makes more
George
than
Lucas Star Wars makes
oh
more
oh
than
oh
Disney
oh
Star
oh
Wars.
oh yeah, sorry. George Lucas Star Wars makes more than Disney Star Wars. Sorry. I
Well,
just read that was it.
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like, just look. I mean, as because John and I might have disagreements on like quality of the prequels, maybe, but like, it's fucking undeniable that every single time they need to sell merch or produce a new thing, they plunder the prequels and they plunder the OT. How much fucking. Remember when Porgs were like, oh my god, yeah, these guys are all the rage. Who the fuck talks about Porgs now?
Jenny Nicholson.
Like, true. We shouldn't criticize her though. She's a woman. We're gonna get strung up high for saying
Yeah,
anything negative.
and
The Knights of Jen are coming for us.
the length of this video is getting pretty long. We don't want to be
Yeah,
mentioning her in a long video.
that's true. We've been criticizing. So as of this moment, we've been criticizing Jen Nichols for what, 2 hours 11 minutes or something? That's crazy, dude. Can't believe we did that.
Oh no.
the way to return Star Wars to the big screen.
I think that people are thinking too hard about that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I really don't. I would say that it's just like the first thought that comes into people's heads, honestly.
Yeah. Pretty intuitive.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What is this? I'm actually curious to see what this is.
Yeah, no fucking. Why would you ask me what this is? This is Japanese. I would fucking speak Japanese. What? Who is this man?
Uh,
Let me watch this guy instead of Eric. He sounds. He sounds interesting.
chat, translate for us. Let's assume what he's talking about. Okay, so there's a man walking. There's a
Yeah.
our being. That was
Uh-huh.
why was that
Japanese.
why was that the only
Why
part
was
that
that
wasn't
in English?
Japanese?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is this
The sunset. Yeah, this is me when I finish watching Mandalorian and Grogu.
just
I walk off into the sunset and hope
self-delete
that I die.
off a cliff?
Yeah.
Oh, now
Yeah.
we're seeing babies.
Now we're seeing
rebirth.
the child. Yeah.
It's just like it's inspired by 2001: Space Odyssey or something. Just
Uh-huh.
appealing to that.
Yeah.
Who made this animation? Ooh.
Assuming we're talking about babies and how important they are. Oh my god, wait, is this a half kids ad for Japan?
Let's see. What is this? What is this?
Like that this has elicited more interest than Airrick has.
This is just we stumbled upon a rabbit hole. Hidden mana? What? Who is this man? All right, we wasted too much time on this.
Oh, you muted him.
Fan thing. I don't think that's a Disney thing or a Lucas thing. I think that's a fan thing.
What?
I think that people are thinking too hard about that. I think that's a fan thing. I don't think that's a Disney thing or a Lucas thing.
Can you play it back like 20 seconds so that we see the full thing in context?
Exactly.
If he doesn't like Grogu, he doesn't like Grogu.
At a certain point, it does become rather exhausting. I think for me, though, one of the biggest questions I really have is why exactly Disney thought this would be the way to return Star Wars to the big screen.
I think that people are thinking too hard about that.
Okay.
I think that's a fan thing. I don't think that's a Disney thing or a Lucas thing. I think that's a fan thing.
Okay, but
sorry,
this is Star Wars. Like, who is like not a fan of Star? Like most people, I would say, are a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah. My brain just broke. Like, what is the thing in question? Like the thing of pondering why this is like a return, why someone thought this would be a good return to the big screen for Star Wars. Like that's pretty self-obvious, or self-evident rather.
I don't know. It just sounds like he's rambling at this point.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people see this as like, oh, Star Wars is returning for the first time in X amount of years. And even I thought about that a little bit, but I don't think they see it that way.
To Disney? Wait, so wait.
You think that Disney, like with its like very profitable media property, isn't really thinking in those terms?
Yeah, are they not considering that? Even let's just say it was just a fan thing. Do you think that it doesn't factor into Disney's decision making at all? That this is the first Star Wars like movie project in a long
7 years,
and that
almost
it's
a
the
decade.
first movie. Yeah, it's the first movie project under a new studio head. And that this is like first impression. Like, look, your fucking mum probably told you that first impressions matter, right? Like, come on, it's the most obvious thing in the world that they care about that. Why wouldn't they?
I think for them, Star Wars has been in the culture through Disney Plus since 2019. So even though it is a movie in theaters, in their mind, they've been putting out Star Wars TV shows, Star Wars cartoons, Star Wars merchandise for like.
Which of those were released in theaters?
Well, none of them, but that doesn't matter because they've been putting out Star Wars. They've been putting out Star Wars content for 30 years.
The slop is continuing. The slop is ongoing. So what makes this any different?
Yeah, what's this different?
Just consume all the same.
Yeah, like the difference is obviously the cost of making a project like this. The opportunity cost matters to them. If they could just keep making whatchamacallit.
All right.
Yeah.
To translate, the Japanese man says, "I am a great man," and Snarky J should be should be mine and play co-op games with me. Source, trust me, bro.
Be my waifu.
Oh, be my waifu. Yeah.
Hey, saying that, yeah. Can confirm that's credible. That's been deemed credible.
Hell yeah.
By our fact checkers here at KinoFlex Enterprises.
And it's just a office room full of monkeys just like fucking around with typewriters. Yeah.
I don't think they see it.
So the thing I was gonna say with like obviously it's again opportunity cost, right? If you could, if they believe that there wasn't going to be some implicit hype for a return to theaters by Star Wars, then one, they would have just they wouldn't pick the only thing that's gotten like, along with Andor, like credible positive reviews to an extent after the Reformation. or the acquisition rather, and they wouldn't have picked the like they wouldn't have made a movie. Why would they make a movie if they could just carry on making TV shows? They want to make a movie because they believe that the cost versus benefit, part of which is the hype of the dust settling ever since the sequel trilogy, is going to yield an opportunity for them to get back into the cultural zeitgeist via a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, like movies
Obviously.
are just way more have far better reach
Yeah.
culturally than shows, games, books, etc.
Yeah.
You may disagree that you prioritize movies to a higher degree than those, but that's just the reality. And if they release a popular movie, that increases the chances of them getting a Disney Plus subscription to see more Star Wars content, more Star Wars, like play more Star Wars video games, and consume this more any other Star Wars related content.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
just,
for sure.
and Eric's just well, no, I don't even think he's playing ignorant at this point. He's just completely in another world, operating in another world.
I don't think they see it the same way that fans see it.
No, they look at this in a very much more like hyper, in a much more closer manner, and
Yeah.
yeah, and only a fraction, I'd say, of the fans are inspecting it to that same level of degree.
Well, even if we grant that they don't need to see it in the same way that fans see it, they still obviously care about how the fans see it because that's the people who are gonna pay the money, right, to go see it. So
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a fair criticism, but I don't think that Lucasfilm sees it that way necessarily.
Do you know there actually was supposed to be a 4th season of The Mandalorian that started production in early 2023, but that ended up being scrapped in favor of this film? But given the fact there's already 3 whole seasons of a TV show where we see Mando and Grogu go on tons of different adventures to begin with, and the fact this movie just feels like another one of those adventures you would have seen in the TV show, and honestly one of the weaker ones too, I just can't exactly wrap my head around why Disney thought they should play up this movie, which again is basically just like 3 episodes of the TV show, as some big movie event for the show.
Okay, I want to pause there. I talked about this on the Nerdcast, but I do want to reiterate this here. This movie was not made for the people who are already watching the show.
okay,
wait,
that's
what?
a brilliant strategy.
For the people, I do want to reiterate this here. This movie was not made for the people who are already watching the show. They didn't make it for that reason. They're trying to expand the audience for these characters, for the Mandalorian and Grogu. They're trying to expand the audience. So yes, they're assuming that a lot of
Okay, but they didn't really accomplish that though. They're just like extremely, like the sentiment is they're extremely flat. It's extremely stale. It's extremely predictable, and it
Also,
feels like a TV show.
Why are you framing it as though expanding an audience and making something that is still to the interest of the original established audience is mutually exclusive? Why can't you do both?
Yeah. Good question.
people that watch the TV show will come out and support it, but they really wanted to find a new audience with these characters, right? That's why this happened the way it did.
Also, one thing Nightmare said in chat, don't know if I agree with that, but the advent of streaming series tend to be more a part of the cultural zeitgeist. Not even about the cultural zeitgeist, I just think movies have more prestige. Like, the Oscars have more prestige than the Grammys. Like, I'd say it's just true. And then it's Star Wars at its inception has always been perceived as a movie franchise, not like a streaming series franchise, if that makes sense. Because as you pointed out, and I agree, the OT is kind of the best thing and should have been left alone. Like, yeah, the reality is that if everyone was anticipating a Star Wars movie more than another Star Wars TV show, particularly when the streaming shows don't have again, Andor is a good one, obviously, but beyond that, which one has even like, if I like asked you right now, Kino, to like recount the plot to me of Kenobi, could you tell me what it was?
He has to protect Princess Leia as a child. Then he fights
Uh-huh.
this dumb bitch, Reva, like whose plan makes no sense. Then he fights Vader again and lets him live for no reason.
Yeah. No,
The
yeah,
end.
but what if I told you that it's the main incentive was because Bail Organa told him that he needs to protect Leia? Would you even remember that Bail Organa was in that show?
No, I know that he was on I know that he was on Tatooine
Luke,
protecting
yeah,
Luke, but yeah.
yeah.
I
Like none of
yeah.
these have any staying power.
Like he named a single character from the Acolyte.
OSHA, because I
Oh
made
yeah.
memes about the meme was that she's the fucking the regulation company.
Damn.
It was
I
OSHA and
take it.
Asha, right? I thought that one were their
Yeah.
names, if I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was Smilo Ren's name? Fuck,
I don't
I forget.
remember. I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
Damn.
Great show. Everyone should watch it. I hear that if you sign the petition, they're gonna renew it for season 2.
True.
That's why they
Enough
decided to do
people.
this. So I believe that they were trying to do something new and different on purpose. And a casual viewer says, I mean,
Crazy,
was it not
yeah.
an understandable route for Disney to take safe options on something that was selling, aka Mandalorian? Do they not get it? I don't think they do. And this is why Noah's review.
Okay, but there's a different.
Eh.
You're kind of just conceding the point that hey, they're not taking risks. They're not taking like there's delivering. There's doubling down on more of the same shit.
Uh-huh. No, for sure. Like I don't know why this is I just don't understand what the point is at this point. I've completely lost track of like fucking like so we have agreed that it is a bad idea for Disney to make a show that is like established that is like following the prequels. Okay, fair enough. Make a movie rather, sorry. And so now we're deliberating whether it's a good idea for them to play it safe or not safe. And it's like obviously it's probably going to be a better idea for them to play it safe, right? But like I would not describe this as playing it safe. This is making a movie about Mandalorian and Grogu after that season 3 is an insane risk.
Especially for like the first entry of
Uh-huh.
under new leadership.
It's probably a smaller risk than just making another sequel movie or like making a movie set in the sequel universe. But it's still a risk. Like I mean, like you said, I think the best thing they could probably honestly do would be just make a movie decanonizing the sequels. That would probably be the best path if they want to make infinite money.
True.
Review is so strange to me because he should understand this. Like, these are things that Noah should get. The only people that speak about things this way are narrative spinners, aka the outrage channels.
Okay.
Because they pretend to be stupid. They pretend to be ignorant.
You're
Because
not a narrative
Oh
spinner, are
my
you?
god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The absolute gall to make that argument.
they're trying to build a narrative.
Uh-huh.
Noah technically shouldn't be doing that.
Okay,
What do you
so
mean?
that's the end.
Technically, shouldn't be doing that. What do you mean? Like, I'm just tired, boss. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's so.
that was Arlie Noah's pivot to outrage grifting.
Uh-huh.
He didn't include a comma. Not a comma, just it's
Semicolon.
semicolon to it. Sorry, it's improper grammar. Yeah.
Yeah, that was shit.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to react to that live is because I don't think Airrick has any right to start outrage farming Noah when he actively ignored his plagiarism for for a couple months before he got the permission to start to start criticizing him over it.
Yeah, no, this is what was this video when he was making his other takedowns and movie reviews, Eric? Because they're all like this. I don't know if Future's still in chat, but as the foremost Noah historian at this point, I'm pretty sure he can affirm this wasn't a unique Noah video by any means.
Mm-hmm.
This is the average Noah movie review.
It was I need you guys to take a moment to realize how insane it is that someone made a video so bad that it made two people with negative history with Noah to to side with him to a degree over the guy negatively responding to him. Like,
Well, yeah,
just take
because
a moment to process that.
yeah, because Eric, you like fundamentally the thing that people, and again, people like him just don't grasp or don't want to grasp is most people, when they say their perspectives, they are earnestly just sharing their perspectives. And if those perspectives are alien to you, that's fine. You don't need to understand everyone's perspective, but maybe that's a you issue, or like maybe that's something that you could contemplate or consider why other perspectives arise organically, not through any profit incentives, not through any specific desire to subvert or subterfuge or like foul play you and snake your side specifically. People just people are just kind of multifaceted and have a different plurality, if I could talk, of views on stuff, and it's just pretty ridiculous that we're here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the entire that's the entire video I wanted to show you. Wouldn't recommend, won't watch again. Any other closing thoughts?
Bad video. You should watch. I was gonna say you should watch Orlando instead, but no, you shouldn't. Yeah, check out Obsession. It's really good. Would recommend if you have the time, if you have the money, go
Also
watch it.
check out Backrooms and Hokum if it's still in theaters. That's a pretty underrated horror film, but it is just as good as Backrooms and Obsession.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, recently replaying Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first and the second. They're both great games. If you have time,
Nice.
I would consider playing those.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah. All right. I think I'll just get back to working on my mixtape review. And yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, see you guys next time. Cheerio.